Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 23 of the smobcast. We left you on a bit of a cliffhanger the week before last, and then we also took a week hiatus because last week Plushy was over there uh, on his way back to the big US of A. So now he's not having to show up really early in the morning. It's normal sleep schedule shit. But for those who are wondering, my mom is fine for the moment. She's in stable condition. We're trying to see if she can actually make it through chemo. So I appreciate everyone who is really supportive and concerned. Thank you so much for your outreach and your willingness to care. But today we're gonna catch up on some things because we had an entire new event start with 3 new servants, and another servant got a buff during that time, and a lot of you guys might not even know what Plushie thinks about it, because who cares what I think about it, right? Yeah, because he hasn't made any hot takes, so you're gonna get a sneak peek in case he doesn't even get... He actually might not make a hot take. Anyways, hey Plushie, how are you doing today?
I'm lazy.
Same.
Yeah, yeah. That's my excuse. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Well, all right, so let's get into the first one. The one I'm most interested in, Ushi Gozen, because hey, it's Raiko. It's smaller Raiko, but for those who don't know, I am working on basically a hyper one. I've got her NP5, I got her 110. I still need to make some videos on her because like I have some plans for that, but she's a very interesting one, and I think she's very divisive. Because she's got some weird things going on. Anyways, so AoE quick and P, and she's got a quick deck, which is pretty interesting. A lot of people take issues with that because it's less good for Summer Scotty, because she likes quick Buster decks or just full Buster decks. And honestly, I kind of expected a Buster deck or Buster quick deck with her because that's kind of how Raiko has always been. She's always been like make a bunch of stars with a Buster Brave Chain and crit the next turn. But her gains are pretty good. Like her arts card, it is, I believe it's on par with Summer Murasaki's. I know it's the same as Suzuka Gozen's arts cards, but she doesn't have the NP gain buff. But her quick cards are pretty good too. They're actually slightly better than Van Gogh's, and Van Gogh has a quick deck, so as a point of comparison, yeah, that's what we got. But of course she has a high attack stat because she's an Avenger. But her first skill is sort of an alteration of Raiko's third skill, like Berserker Raiko's third skill, because it's got the 50% anti-demonic for 3 turns, but there's no Sky Servant damage, it's just Earth Servant damage, and then a crit buff. So it means, like, dude, basically every demonic enemy is Earth attribute. So, like, a lot of the time, if you're getting demonic, you're getting Earth as well. And do note that it's only Earth Servant. It's Earth. Yeah, demonic servant enemies are usually Earth. There's only like one exception, which is Ibuki. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sky.
Yeah.
I guess 2 of them.
Yeah, because there's another Ibuki, right? Yeah, and then so that's really nice for damage in general, because that means you can have up to 100% power mod, which affects all damage. And like it's literally a crit buff that you don't have to crit to use. And also, if I recall correctly, even if you hit crit cap, I think special attack will go beyond that to a certain extent, because I think because the cap for power mod, I believe, is 1000%.
It is 1000.
Whereas crit is 500%.
Yeah.
So like
it's not gonna cap. It's not a cap.
Yeah, probably
It's
not.
only just it's only, well, it's not a cap from this. It's only, the only problem, quote unquote, is it's additive instead of multiplicative. But
Yeah,
like the cap isn't an issue with the P mod. Yeah.
yeah. But oh yeah, also note that her hit counts are really good, like on all of her cards. 6 hit quicks, and on a quick deck is like unheard of, basically.
Yeah.
Like I think the only other servant that has more than one 6 hit quick card, just off the top of my head, I think the only other one is Bassett. And
Oh yeah, she got
yeah.
some.
Yeah,
She
she's
got
got
some
some
great.
crazy cards for sure.
Yeah.
But her second skill, it's a mana burst skill, but it's not anywhere near a normal mana burst. It's a 3-turn quick buster buff. So 30% buster and 30% quick for 3 turns. That increases her NP gain on her quick cards and on her NP. And I know some people, there's some people who are confused about the buster buff for some reason. Like, I understand, like, maybe wanting a bigger quick buff instead of a buster buff. But, like, I mean, she's a crit servant. Like, I don't know if people, I don't know what year people are living in, but, like, having a stronger buster card as a crit servant is generally a good thing. But she also gets 20% crit damage for 3 turns every time she uses a quick card. And that caps at...
Sirio 5038 just subscribe.
Hey, thanks for the sub. It caps at 5 times. So you use quick cards 5 times, and then that's all you're going to be getting. But that means you can get up to 100% crit damage across a few turns, and it will stay up there even for a couple turns after these buffs are gone. So there's that. And then lastly, we've got our third skill, which is something that a lot of people take issue with. There are aspects of it that are really annoying. But it's 6-turn cooldown. All of these are 6-turn cooldowns, but this one it's not that great for because it's a 1-turn absorb buff, it's a 1-turn crit buff, and a 1-turn NP damage buff. But also a 50% battery, so 50% battery basically always justifies the 6-turn cooldown, unless you're Summer Ibuki. But like, especially in comparison to Summer Ibuki, who has 3-turn absorb and stars per turn and shit. Like, all of this being 1 turn sucks.
Yeah.
That being said, like, I mean, when you pop the battery, you're going to want the NP damage. It's going to set up a really good damage turn, regardless of whether or not you're going to like how short that turn is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then she's got, like, the normal Avenger passives. She's got Madness Enhancement, EX rank, which means those Buster cards are even better. And by Buster cards, I mean Buster card. She also has 20% crit on quick cards by default. So she's going to just be she's going to have a lot of quick crit damage. So... I found that she pairs pretty well with Caster Scotty, which I know most people don't want to use Caster Scotty in this day and age, but
I mean,
but
her MP is really good offensively.
Yeah, but like, I mean, she buffs quick cards better than Summer Scotty does.
It's similar to like Riku, right?
Yeah.
In my opinion, at least. Yeah, it is a similar situation. Like, yeah, Summer Scotty has its issues, you know, one of the damage stores being debuffs. But like, if you're using it in a challenge quest, unless they're rotating out very rapidly, it honestly, it doesn't matter that much. Like, defense downs are very solid damage boost effects regardless. And yeah, and somebody already mentioned in chat that BQ duo buffs, in my opinion, are more valuable because of the existence of Yui.
Hey, spoilers here. Spoilers.
Well,
we'll get to Yui eventually.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah.
Okay, so Last up, we've got her NP, which is AoE quick. It's got 6 hits, so it'll make a few stars. It's anti-earth, which is like such a massive shock, but that's great because it pairs up with her first skill really nicely. Because like if the enemy is an earth servant, she's getting 50% from this and 50% from her MP. So she has a lot of traits that can overlap, and she does really good damage. Riku has anti-man, not earth. But she also applies crit chance down of 30%, which is like that's when it's at its best, because unless they use crit rate bust, they're going to be capping. Enemies are going to cap at 30%, so that basically eliminates crit chance. It's no doubt a reference to Berserker Raiko's 30% crit rate down on her NP upgrade. And then she also has 40% chance to stun them. I don't know why they keep doing this. Like this is the third AoE quick servant they've done that for, between Kashin Koji and Huyanjuo.
Yep.
Whatever.
Bradamonte has it, but she's an old one.
Oh yeah, that's so true. Yeah, but hers is like 60%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I'm gonna be honest. I wish this was in PCL. Like, I would have preferred guaranteed NP seal over 40% chance to stun, because it's pretty unreliable. It's just sort of a bonus sometimes, but then there's also times where, since she doesn't have her own survival, you might be trying to time her survival for a specific time. And since she does use her NP fairly often, it can be kind of awkward, because you can stun on the one turn you have survival.
I'm not a fan of it, but I'm not gonna lie. That's the only reason mine MP1 was able to solo Prison Tower.
Yeah.
I basically save scummed until she stunned Dantes twice, and I just won. So there you go.
Bro, mine could like 1 or 2 turn him.
Yeah, yours probably don't need to stun, because like if you do enough damage,
Yeah, and then also not having to worry about the rulers, because the rulers are a big issue for a lot of servants.
Yeah, Avengers are really good for Prison Tower.
Yeah.
Avengers, Zerks. I'm gonna do it with the sushi. We can talk about sushi later. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's one problem with their NP that a lot of people take issue with, which is the refund. She's an AoE quick servant, and her refund is not that good. It's like slightly worse than Domon's, if that says anything. And Domon is not that great for refund either.
Here's the thing though, right? Like, so Brittle Mart has really good refund. Huyanjuo has really good refund. Riku has a lot more than just good refund, so Riku doesn't count. So like, did the community immediately go, oh my god, Brittle Mart is amazing because of her awesome refund?
Wait a second. Wait,
Nope.
people are saying she's awesome?
No.
This is news to me.
No, that's my point.
Oh.
Even if they got good refund, the community didn't end up appreciating it anyways. So I did not. So honestly, I don't really see it as that big an issue. Just me. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, who gives a fuck? Yeah, that's a good point. Like, no one gives a fuck about Quick refunding anyways, because Quick is the worst fucking thing imaginable with farming, so, like, why even be annoyed at
like,
that?
for a card type that is not... this is, like, obviously, like, once again, that's a lot of words that mean nothing. But basically, what I'm trying to say is, I'm not... Like, in terms of Ushi Gozen, my personal takes is the least solid. I think she's a very complicated character to break down, but I have slowly started to realize, for a card type that isn't meant to do good refund, a bigger battery might be worth more than...
Yeah, it's like with Domon. I already mentioned him, but yeah, he doesn't have good Domon. He doesn't have good Domon. He doesn't have good refund. But like he has an 80% battery, so like you can just MP once, and yeah, It's great. I
Yeah.
I
Obvi-
still use her in multicore, despite the fact that she doesn't really have any team buffs. But I mean, she gets her NP fairly easily because like if you have splash chargers, she's got a 50% battery, easy NP, and then she has a lot of damage buffs for a lot of applicable farming nodes because there's a lot of demonic enemies in farming nodes, and there's a lot of earth and earth servants out there. So like, just having someone for that third wave that can wipe them just because she has high damage in vacuum. I say in vacuum, I mean high damage against relevant traits. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, okay. I think I want to list. I want to hear your takes first before I make mine.
Okay. About what?
No, on Ushi Gozen.
Oh. I think she's really solid. She she plays kind of to the strengths of Quick, but okay. So usually with Quick servants, you really want to do the mixing up of cards thing. Like that, that's usually how it works. Like with Summer Okida, for example, you like mixing up her cards so she does more damage. But Ushi Gozen is one of those that likes focusing more so on the quick cards in general. So, it like people do give quick crits a lot of shit because quick crits they're like lower and they're lowering card damage at base, but like she has so many crit buffs and stuff that it can make up for that. And then also like you can also use her Buster card. Her Buster card is pretty strong. But I feel like a big like it a big thing here is it's just going back and forth between having a good NP, like an NP that does a lot of damage against a certain trait, and then having all of her cards do a lot of damage against that trait too, because of this skill. And yeah, just being able to go back and forth on those really easily, because like even if she has bad refund, her card gain's still pretty good. So she'll use her NP fairly often in the challenge quest, but she's not really a farming servant. So, like, but you know, we needed more of those, right? Like we needed someone to replace our Dantes,
Yeah.
who's the reason why people actually hate her.
For sure.
Okay, what's your take?
Alright, so I have a couple of gripes with the character, but I think she's fine. So having like a big thing that you said is, having both SE and PMod. SE on MP, PMod on skill is really good. Cause it like if you only have PMod, your MP damage might suffer after you buff stacked a bunch. And if you only have SE, then your cards can't really do damage with that anti-trait in mind. So having both, in my opinion, is super good. Um, I think I would like her a lot more if she had two Buster cards. Now,
Yeah,
yeah, I would like her a lot more if she had two Buster. A lot of her stuff screams Buster card, like once again, second skills, double color buff, madness enhancement EX, and how she is very crit centric in general. I think she should have had two Buster cards. Now, this is the one part I think I disagree with you with at least from what you said before about her. I
mhm.
actually don't like the crit ramp up on quick card. I would rather have a flat 3-turn buff. Um,
I get
I
that.
know I know it spreads out the buffs more, but especially for the content that I usually like doing, uh, for like bursty damage, min turn, whatever, trying to kill the enemy as fast as possible. I would rather have a button that just gives me like for example a comparison I like to bring up a lot in the past, like as a half joke because they share the same voice actress, is Tyra versus Melt. Right, Melt can ramp up her crits by you know just using her cards, and Tyra has a button that just gives her 100% for 3 turns. So I personally, to me, I would prefer something like Tyra, where it's more intuitive to me, where I can just press a button, I get a big number, boom, right? So that is I would rather take a big crit buff, but it's not like she's lacking crit buffs, um, right? Because she has other crit buffs in her other skills. That's not her only crit skill, so it's actually not that big an issue. Um, and honestly, other than those, like once again, third skill only, uh, everything's one turn kind of sucks. It's kind of annoying. Um, and one more thing is, okay, this is like super min-max bullshit. Like you don't really have to take this part into consideration when you rank the servant, but like, so the way they balance out crits for being kind of shitty is to give them more crit buffs. So I know Avenger class score doesn't exist yet, but Avenger, like if you look at the buffs that class scores provide, quick cards gets 60% crit up, I think, in total, while Buster gets like 20 or 30. So the way they balance quick is to just give them more passive crit ups. So if you're actually min-maxing this servant, she's gonna accidentally hit crit cap. So that is such a luxurious problem, in my opinion. But like, she has too much crit buffs. She has way too much crit buffs, and I would rather, like, once again, this kind of traces back to like the same issue with I'd rather just have her have 2 Buster cards instead, because Buster scaling in terms of card damage is like 1.5 versus 0.8. It's almost double, and that thing doesn't that thing's always multiplicative. It doesn't cap. It's just a 2 times number, period. And I'd rather have a better base number that isn't, you know, stacked on top of other types of same buffs, rather than having like a million crit buffs, right? So that is about all the sort of quote unquote problems I have with her, because like she certainly has the potential to become a very potent crit DPS. Like when she's facing against like a Earth demonic servant, like nobody's beating that. I think I saw somebody test MP damage against the Ibaraki advancement quest with 120 Koyan Dark versus 90 Ushi Gozen, and Ushi Gozen did more, right? So like it's
people
pretty
need to stop doing that. Like that's such a big disservice to Korean Dark.
No, it's fine. It's funny. It's funny. I know Koyan, like she's fine. She's NFF services is fine for standing out here to you know, make people appreciate other servants more. It's part of their service. But like yeah, so if you're against a demonic Earth servant, you know, she's gonna be a very terrifying DPS. So it's more, it's not so much that I'm disappointed in her. It's more like she's very close to being like, bruh, like the best counter to Earth demonic, period. So
I wish she had like Sure Hit or Pierce Emblem. Like I feel like that would round her out.
Yeah. Also the stun, as you said, like the stun is annoying for min turns, but it's not even that. It's like, because the stun exists, they basically, they could have had another effect in place of the stun, like you said. And I would have taken most other common effects over the stun, because you know, it's annoying. So yeah, that's about my current take about Ushi Gozen. But like, once again, she's a character that I'm very split on. You know, there are times when I use her that I feel like, holy shit, this is terrifying, and there's time when I use her and I'm like, oh, that was less than I expected. So certainly a very interesting character to me, and I can't grasp her very easily, unfortunately.
Yeah, she's a bit complicated.
Yep.
Speaking of complicated servants, though, we've also got Yui Shosetsu from Samurai Remnant.
Her master.
Yeah, the master of Ushi Gozen. So she is an arts support. I say an arts support, but it's a little more complex than that. She has an arts NP. That's actually what I meant to do. And she has an arts deck, so she's pretty traditional as far as that goes. Low attack stat, higher HP stat. And then her NP charge, it's pretty standard for what you'd expect from an arts deck. So it's like it's I think it's around Hans's NP gain, but technically it's better since the hit counts, the increased hit counts means you actually have the potential for a little bit more overkill on things, but it doesn't mean much. But her first skill is a completely selfish skill, which it would be ridiculous if you could target it, but I still really like it because it's what I call an anti-babysitting skill. It means like you don't have to invest a lot in keeping her alive. I thought this was a 3-turn guts when I first saw it because, hey, 6-turn cooldown guts skill. It's gotta be 3-turn duration, but it's actually a 5-turn duration guts. So it's an objectively better version of like A rank battle continuation because it's a lower cooldown. It's also got HP regen and debuff immune. So it reminds me a lot of Muse, except it's better than Muse because it's got HP regen on that instead of on the NP. But yeah, like you could just pop this earlier on and you don't have to worry about her getting nuked by an NP. She'll be fine. And she can also recuperate a little because of her HP regen. So that's really nice. Her second skill is AoE 20% charge, as well as 30% NP damage, which is it's a pretty nice number. And then also stars per turn of 15, which that's about where you're going to be seeing like Hans stars per turn, and that's the good kind of stars per turn, because 10 per turn is okay, but 15 is at the point where you're going to be seeing more crits happening. It like 20 is great, 15 is where it's like actually really good.
So like So like,
yeah, go ahead.
You take a look at the skill, right? And you compare the skill to like stuff like Oberon's skill 1 or like Merlin skill 1, and you start to see how this is kind of ridiculous for 4-star, in my opinion. Like this is very. I mean, it has 1 turn.
Oh yeah.
Cooldown,
oh yeah, that's true. It's literally his first skill. Except
yeah, it's
way
Oberon's
better.
first skill with the star per turn and the attack down, right? It's the one more turn of cooldown. As a trade-off, but like, you know, this is a very over, how do I put this? This is a very like it's a bit too it's like an SSR skill. Like if you put this on SSR support, nobody's gonna be upset, you know. Like this is a very 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 good skill, offensive and defensive, because it has attack down. It's actually not bad.
The funny thing is, Oberon is a lot less likely to use his first skill again, even though he does have it on a lower cooldown.
Yeah, he's just gonna use it on last.
Yeah, because you're just gonna use it for that last damage turn, and that's it.
Yep.
But then her last one is a red herring. It's a targetable 3-turn arts buff with a 3-turn crit buff as well. And then she charges herself for 30%. So this kind of gives me Santa Martha vibes, where you can apply this buff to someone else, but she can also help. It also gets her NP like immediately.
Yeah.
So between that and her second skill, you don't even need an append. She's got 50% charge. But yeah, like good skills, and you might think, oh yeah, she's an arts crit support, right? So her gimmick is her NP it's one of the most unique NPs we've had in a really long time. So the overcharge is a heal. So once again, like Santa Martha, Santa Martha is really the one I feel resembles her the most. But the thing she does is, when you have a removable card buff, you get a certain buff from her. So if you have a quick buff, you get attack. If you have an arts buff, you get crit, and if you have a buster buff, you get NP damage. So she can only guarantee one of them, which is arts. So people write her off as an arts crit support because okay, she can give an arts servant an arts buff, and it's also got a crit buff, and then you get 30% more crit damage, and like, oh, okay, arts crit support. But what some people caught on to really quickly, and other people did not catch on to as quickly, is how she actually scales better with non-arts servants, because like all three of these are just really sort of generic buffs that can affect all sorts of card types, but arts servants get the least out of crit buffs. But what does get more out of crit buffs is quick servants and buster servants. So there are a lot of quick servants, and this is kind of why some people say she's actually a quick support in disguise. There's a lot of quick servants that have buster quick buffs, which, like, I mean, if you want maximum performance out of her, you want to diversify, and you want to have a buster buff and a quick buff to pair with the arts buff she puts on you, which it's very deliberate because Ushi Gozen has exactly that. But you can also use Summer Scotty to force those other two, because everyone gets buster and quick buffs from Summer Scotty. And when you do that, you get like maximum value out of it: 20% NP damage, 20% attack, and 30% crit at NP1. If you get her NP5, she's kind of nuts, dude. It's 30% NP damage. That goes on top of her 30% over here. So you get 50 to 60% NP damage, then 20 to 30% attack, and then 60 to 80% crit. And that is just a lot, dude. And
Yep.
so I was unfortunate enough to get her NP5, and I've very much enjoyed having her at NP5, despite wanting other NP5s more than her.
Yep.
Okay, because like I went pretty hard on the Ushi Gozen banner. I wish I got her NP5 twice though. Klidge got her. I think he got her like NP15 or something. Something ridiculous like that, or NP10. And like that was only with like 2 packs, which is nuts.
Damn, that is nuts.
Yeah, and I think he only got 1 Ushi Gozen. He got back-to-back triplets. Yeah, shit, man.
Jesus, that's lore accurate. That's what happened at the end of the event. It was like 2 million of them. It just becomes a tree. But yeah, anyways.
Well, I had some unlucky rolls, but like the very last roll, like I was sitting at NP3 Ushi Gozen, and then I got a triple 5-star roll again 2 weeks after the last triple 5-star roll. And I got Nightingale with double Ushi Gozen, and I'm glad to get Nightingale
You
because
still got 2 Ushi. That's good. I thought you got like 2 different non-Ushis.
Well, I think right before that, I think I got spooked on something. I don't remember what I got spooked with.
Damn.
Oh, that's what it was. A couple multis before that, I got Lobo. I was so fucking pissed, dude. Like,
oh yeah, this
dude, like
Avenger.
Yeah. Oh, like I'm skipping through the roll. Oh, it's a servant, and it turns around.
Well,
it's a
it's
gold
not...
Avenger. Oh boy! And then I'm about to celebrate, and I'm like, oh wait, this could actually be Lobo, right? And it was.
Yeah, at least it wasn't Rainbow and then Nitocris Alter Lamau.
Bro.
That would have been horrible.
Yeah, it was a rough banner, but hey. Unfortunately, I overcame my insecurity. Let's not. Actually, I shouldn't be talking about that. Let's not joke about that right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, Yui Shosetsu is kind of a quick support in disguise. She's like, at this point, she's meta for maximum buff stacking, and I actually want to do a video with that because, yeah, I think I've earned it.
Yep.
And I'm actually going to defeat Plushie's record with Durga.
Oh, but I got her MP5 too.
Oh, wait, did you actually, did you do a second video?
No, I didn't. I haven't tested it with my MP5.
Okay.
I'll leave it to you. I'm not gonna do another one.
Okay, because it's probably gonna take a couple command spells, just to get her to higher overcharge.
Yeah.
Because basically what I'm doing, I'm going to have Yui NP 3 times. Because like I had her NP 3 times, and I had Ushi
Do you
Gozen
hit
at lower.
MP damage cap with that?
Probably, but like we do still get like
Attack
30%
yeah.
more attack each time.
Yeah.
I think if she NPs twice, she hits NP cap like barely.
Yeah, because Oberon is a thing.
But yeah, like, hey, I just want as many buffs as possible. But she hit basically as hard. Yeah, Ushi Gozen hit basically as hard with triple NP and 200. Wait, no, it would be 300% overcharge. As when she only had 2 NPs and she was at like 400% or 500%. I don't remember which one. But I'm gonna try and get her to higher percentage this time around.
So yeah, okay. My take.
Okay.
Alright.
Is it a
So
hot
my
one?
take. No, it's just addressing some stuff I've seen in chat as it passed on. So first of all, I tried to use her as a quick healer because obviously, you know, that's what a lot of people thought. But it didn't work out that well. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have tackled such a rough quest. I was trying to do the BB, the advancement quest that had all the gauntlets, so you have to MP back to back to back, right? And then I was using her for a healer for that. I was using Summer Scotty, Castoria, and Yui. Wait, Otto, you still there? Oh, you're still there. Sorry, I'm stupid. Just anyway, so like, yeah, I was trying
I'm
to
just stretching out, getting comfortable.
I was trying to use her as a healer, and it's not like it doesn't work well. It's just like, because I was trying to do Scotty, the 2 different Scotties, and then Yui, and then I end up finding out that the thing with quick is you still want Castoria. So like what ended up happening would be quick DPS, Yui, Castoria. And that will require your quick DPS to actually have their own BQ buffs instead of being able to rely on Summer Scotty. So, like, yeah, for high pressure quests, defensively, I think she's good, but she's not. Like, for like high pressure stuff, you still need Castoria. Like, it's not her issue. The issue is Castoria, right? It always comes back to Castoria. So it is not that she's not a universal quick healer in my opinion, but like I don't think Summer Martha was a great quick healer either. Like when I do quick, I just generally don't look for heals anyways. So like that one thing I tried out, but I don't think she's good enough to actually make you want a healer on quick. Offensively though, she is beyond SSR tier. Obviously, her MP, the amount of MP buffs, the amount of buffs she gives on her MP is insane. You know, and you know her second skill, she has 50 self charge, so her MP is actually surprisingly accessible. And the amount of buffs she gives on her skills alone are already decent, and obviously, being able to use her MP just once is super value. If you can use it more than once, which actually can be the case, you know, quite easily, then obviously you're getting more buffs than some SSRs are able to provide you. Like just to give a perspective, like the most like hardcore TA players, their baseline copy number for Yui is 10, because they need MP5 for level 60 and MP5 for level 40. for esports.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's 11, because it just in case she gets a buff in the future, you need to FA her. It's 11. Like the most dedicated TA players on Twitter, I'm pretty sure all of them rolled 11 Yuis. Just
Bro.
just to be sure, right? I'm not that dedicated, but like they rolled like 11 Yuis just to be sure that they
Man,
will never
the
fall
idea
short.
of dropping another pack just so you can get that one insurance copy, just so you don't have to max any of the other ones out if she gets a buff in the future, even though she's very unlikely
actually-
to get a buff.
I'm actually dumb. I think what they did was they level 1 to FA and then they feed that one as an MP copy, so it is 10. Like you just get the FA. I think as long as you FA'd, that it counts. Like even if you don't have you no longer have it in the account, it's fine. So I think what they did was they FA'd the Yui and then they fed that Yui as an MP copy to a lower level one. But I'm not sure. I kind of forgot what they did. But like yeah, Yui offensively, you know, that MP absolutely insane. There's not that much to say. Like Santa Martha, we've all seen how good Santa Martha was when you're able to fight against Divine.
Yeah.
And Yui is like Santa Martha, but basically universal. She's obviously very good with Quick because Quick gets the stuff that requires her MP to get maximum value easier. But anyone with Rainbow, like once again, like an art servant with Rainbow pairs very well with Yui as well. Someone like Durga, for example, is a great servant to pair with Yui. And like obviously, you know, Yori pairs well with Yui.
Muramasa.
Muramasa's issue is if you want to
It's
do
one turn.
yeah, it's only one turn.
Yeah,
like a lot of times.
the issue with him is like the one turn that he has all three of those buffs up, that's the turn you need her to NP. And
Yeah,
that,
but you
that
want to do a
means,
Brave Chain.
yeah, but you also want all of his cards possible because it's the only turn
Yeah.
you can guarantee crits. So
Yeah.
it's just awkward.
Yeah. So and like another thing that might be a little bit awkward with Yui as a heal, that's just it's kind of related. Trust me. Is that sometimes you need the heal, but you don't have the rainbow on you. So you suddenly feel like, damn, do I? And her heal is big as well, right? Like if you overcharge it, her heal is pretty big, right? So like, damn, do I take this 5k heal but like waste my MP buffs like completely, or do I, you know, risk it and be greedy and do it like next turn or a turn after? So that like Yui in some slow teams, I feel like might be a little bit awkward. Obviously, you know, with Castoria, there's a lot of leeway. Like for example, if I'm using Durga now, I might prefer, like if I'm not super stally, I might prefer her over Lady Avalon just to greed and, you know, greed more damage onto my Durga for like a standard arts run, right? So she's just very good. Like I think she's one of those SR supports that have the potential to eclipse SSR supports. Obviously, in the offensive aspect, I think she eclipses a lot of SSR supports. But yeah, at the very least, you know, she is a character worth picking up. Even at MP1, the buff she gives is good. Like once again, if you combine the buffs she gives on her MP and her skills, that's still a 50% MP damage up for 3 turns. Like that is almost nobody. Does anyone has that as a support? Like maybe combined with the MP, some people have that as well. But like it also gives crits, also gives attack up. Like
Yeah, it's
it also
just got
gives
a lot
charge.
just a lot.
Yeah, and like one more thing, obviously I don't, this is absolutely not the most optimal thing you use her with, but because my Shufu is also bond 10, I use her as the arts looping thing. Like, oh, I need a bit of charge and arts up, yeah, I just throw Yui in, right? It's a good damage boost. Like even if you don't use her MP, you shouldn't, you know, focus on using her this way, but like if you don't use her MP, you don't need like more refund support for this specific node for your arts looper. 30% MP damage up, 30% arts up, 20% battery. It's a good one, right? So like, I think this character is a character that if you have some spare quartz, you should probably try to pick one copy up just in case.
Yeah, even if it's just one, it's nice. Like even at NP1, like, I don't think she's like super important, but like you can still just use her as a basic crit support if you if you want to. You can also use her as a bit of looping support, although we have so many options with looping these days, like between Paracelsus, Jufu, Asclepius, and then like all
Yeah.
the 5 stars that also slot in there.
Yeah. So like, you know when people said she's a arts crit support, right?
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, she's a arts crit support.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so the is that enticing enough for you to pull? I feel like that is. Like worst case scenario, she's an arts crit support with battery support, all right, and still MP damage. Like absolute worst fucking case scenario, she's still a good arts crit support, right? So look, if this doesn't tell you how good a servant is, I don't know, right? So there you go.
So you know
very
how
good.
we were you mentioned the Ibaraki quest, the
Yeah.
advanced quest earlier.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, that's my that scared shit out of me. That's my vacuum cleaner.
Oh,
It fell off my wall. Nice one.
okay. That's why people usually keep them in the closet so they don't fall over and get broken.
It gave me like a hanger for it. Like it didn't stick on the okay. Man.
It's yeah, you gotta figure that out, man. So I use my Ushi Gozen on that advanced quest in a solo. Technically it was 3 turns long, but she got like a single card on turn 1, but she 2-turned her. Like she just like that's 1.5 million damage to do there, and the first NP has to deal with special resist.
Yeah.
So yeah, when she's hitting her traits, she is just demolishing the enemy.
Yeah, it's that's I think it's great to have like a niche that is very strong against a certain trait. Not teasing at all, for sure, trust me. But yeah, it is great. It's great, especially right now, to have a distinction to other servants. This is like the most brute force way to have a distinction to other servants. Like, I know to some people maybe it's not that interesting, but like, when a servant can say, I'm just the best when the enemy is this trait, it's good. Right?
I'm the best.
But yeah,
So,
Yui
it's
Shosetsu.
not a proper reference here.
Yui Shosetsu. Very, very much like, dude, you know how much grudge I had against her? Like, before her kit was released? I was like, damn, bro, it took Tom Wario's spot. They made a servant that I don't give a shit about. They made a master I don't really care about into a servant. And then now, this is, in my opinion, the character I'm going to use the most after the collab. From this collab, because she is going to be a staple for just offensive buffing in general.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she also had a 30%. She had her morph skill up, so oh man, I love it. I love seeing servants I like just do omega damage for no reason.
Yeah, it's fun. And yeah, and
Oh,
Yui
she's
certainly
stunned.
helps with that as well. If you want to do that with
Oh
Ushi
wait,
Gozen.
no, I didn't want her to stun. She needs to get attacked so she can loop.
Oh yeah, Avenger.
Bruh.
Isn't that also a problem? Example, like Tsuna didn't seem too fun to use unless you specifically find demonic Onis. As long as you find those too often, you don't really see a reason to play them too often. For sure. But so that depends on how the servant is outside of that niche. If the servant is really bad outside of that niche, then well, I don't think Tsuna is really bad outside of the niche. It's just like outside of the niche. I mean, there's certainly still enough stuff in Ushi Gozen. Like, once again, I still have some gripes with him, but there's certainly enough stuff with Ushi Gozen that even without the niche, she's gonna be good. Also, she doesn't really have that problem. It's Earth. You know how many things are Earth?
It's
Earth.
just like if you have decent or good baseline performance, and then you have superb niche performance, then you're in a good spot, I feel.
Yeah. I mean, have you checked your own traits? You might be Earth. You never know.
Yeah, you live on the planet Earth,
You
right?
live on Earth. You might qualify as a Earth enemy. You know, like you
Are
never
are
know.
you a man or a woman? If you're not a man, you might be Earth.
Yeah, there you go. You you you
You're
you you might just be super effective killed by Ushi Gozen. You never know. But yeah.
are you in the sky right now? Are you flying in a plane? You're probably not sky. Are you are you in the sun physically? You're probably not star.
But yeah.
I don't. I'm not gonna make justification for Beast. Let's move on to Iori.
Okay.
So Iori is the welfare from this event. He is a very solid single target Buster Saber. He's got the Saber deck as usual because, like, of course. Although you would kind of expect him to have a Buster Quick deck with how he
Yeah.
has things, but it's not bad. It means he's more game focused. That being said, he has kind of normal gain. It's not like anything superb.
Mhm.
That being, yeah, I'm using that phrase again. That being said, he is actually going to be using his NP a bit more often. He's going to come across as someone with better gain because he has a 3-turn absorb buff, so he's always going to be critting. Because he gets stars per turn, he's got absorb. He's also got crit here in mental debuff resist. I think the mental debuff resist is reference to Kojiro, who had mental debuff removal. And the resist makes a lot more sense with Vitrify. Yeah, thanks for the follow, whoever the hell that was, because I did not see it. So
like looking
yeah,
at this skill, man, crit kits are just becoming crazier and crazier. Like this used to maybe be 2 skills, and they're just putting them all in 1 skill nowadays. Like the
dude.
standards for crit kits being like an all-in-one encompassing skill is it's becoming more and more common.
Yeah, dude, they just hate Rama. Like they keep making better single target buster crit servants than Rama. And like they haven't buffed him in so long. Like he needs help.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he's got that summer Ibuki thing going on with the stars per turn and the crit there, so he's just taking all the stars he makes. And like 10 stars isn't enough to guarantee that many cards, but like you're going to be making other stars.
Yep.
Because just face cards and stuff, they make stars, and then you've got other sources.
He got other sources, for sure.
Oh yeah, and Roland has a pretty good crit skill too. Okay, yeah. I was about to say Roland isn't as crit centric, but I forgot his NP gives him attack and crit.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Roland's really good.
There's 2 ways of crit centric, right? You can get a lot of crit damage, or you can get easy crits. Yori, in my opinion, falls more in line of the he gets crits very easily type of deal.
And it's generally better to be one of the servants that invests more in consistency over over quality. I'm not sure if that
like super like burst, I guess. I don't know.
Effectiveness. I want to say drasticness, but that's not a. I don't think that's a word.
Another Saber welfare. Who's better than Saberliz? All right. Well, bad news. Saberliz got an MP upgrade, right? Her damage is still less than Yuri. There you go. Have fun. Have fun with that information. I'm not upset at all. But yeah, continue.
I don't know why they just add other Buster Sabers to have better NP damage than her. Like, she got an NP upgrade, and they didn't really make that many changes to it.
Like, here's the thing. MP upgrades are worth less, are worth more at lower MP levels. Like, I'm pretty sure we did explain the math before as to why MP upgrades are worth more at lower MP levels. Well, you know, we're comparing welfare to welfare, they're all gonna be MP5, so it's already not gonna worth them. It's not gonna worth that much, as opposed to when you're comparing like non-welfare servants, where you're assuming like lower MP levels in general. And then also with Saber Liz just having a tragic skill set. Her skill set is tragic. She has 2 skills, and not even the 2 skills are even that great. So there you go. Anyways,
yeah, she's got her own problems. Maybe they'll try to buff her a third time. The fact that they would have to buff a welfare a third time for her to finally be good, that's kind of insane. Because welfares already have the selling point of free NP5, so they're supposed to have good NP damage and stuff, but...
she's still gonna
yeah.
be better. She's still gonna be worse than Yuri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so something kind of unique here, he got a 30% battery. Because he's cooler than all the other welfares that got 20% batteries.
Yeah, imagine having 20. I mean, Kuro has 50, but we don't talk about
Yeah,
lollies.
like a couple of the first ones got 50, because Kentucky got a 50
Kentucky.
battery too.
Yeah.
And then, like, I guess you could say that Santa Martha got a 50 as well, but, like, you're not going to use that attack buff on
Santa
this stuff.
Martha got a 30. Yeah, basically, but yeah.
Yeah. So, 30% battery, 20% attack for 3 turns, and a Star Bomb, which can kick off that first crit turn, because this the first turn you use this, it's not making stars. It's all the consecutive turns it makes stars, because it's stars per turn. So this will help you start that off. And then also, he inflicts burns to all of the enemies, which is random, but like, hey, if you have Honey Lake, then it's very convenient.
Yep. That has been helpful, actually. But it's mostly helpful because before he officially joins, you couldn't give him a command codes.
Yeah.
So I was still able to use Honey Lake with him because of this. But that's like a funny thing. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry.
And then the last one, he's got a rainbow buff, so some Yui synergy there. A rainbow buff for 3 turns, 20% of all of them, so that's better in P gain, although his quick card is not good. Like, his arts cards are actually going to be getting a little bit. And then that's also Buster, so that's it's gonna affect his NP a little. And he gets a damage cut for 3 turns, and it's not limited. It's not like 3 times 3 turns, like a lot of damage cut will be. So it doesn't look like much, but if you're running him against a Lancer, it means he's taking very little damage, because he'd normally take like somewhere between 1 and 2,000, and if you're cutting 500 off of it every time, it adds up.
Yeah, counter class with a damage cut is good.
Yep.
That's why Draco's first skill is a lot better than it looks, because there you go. But yeah.
Yeah, and then he's got 2 evades in 3 turns, so the evasion skill that everyone gets these days. People rarely get 1 turn evades; they'll get 2 time 3 turns so often. Hogan got that, and then Erase got that. I want to say that Santa Karna did.
Santa Karna, I think, yeah.
Yeah, and Saika got something else. She got taunt with the 1 turn.
But yeah, it works better with Saika's taunt. Like having a straight up 1 turn evade is better with taunt. But yeah.
Yeah, I really like that about her. I like that kind of skill, because that just plays to some of the strengths of target focus. Like one of the things that's less appreciated about target focus, because it can actually not only protect your team, but it can also help you gain NP that way. But that is neither here nor there. Kind of anti-saber, whatever. So his NP, he gets Sure Hit, and then Buster Quick for 3 turns. The Sure Hit's only 1 turn. And then he deals damage to them, and overcharges stars, so he's more likely to crit the next turn. The Quick seems a little random, but that's, once again, because of Kojiro.
And Yui. No, I'm joking.
Well, you see, Kojiro has evasion, he gets stars on his NP, and he gets quick on his NP. And by evasion, I mean like he ignores evade. I guess he
Yeah,
also
sure.
has an evade skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really want to hammer in that connection between the two.
Yep, and accidentally made him really good for it. I
Yeah,
guess it's not an accident, but yeah.
yeah. It's almost as if the things that Kojiro has wouldn't be. The things that Kojiro has are really good on a servant that actually has stats to take advantage of them.
Yep. So yeah, Yuri.
I feel like he's fairly basic as a crit saber, but like he's well rounded. Like everything there is good. Like uh, he's not that complex. He's pretty straightforward, but like he's got battery, he's got survival, both soft and hard survival, and then he's got a pretty good spread of buffs. He can ramp on his NP. He crits very easily. So like it's always really nice to just have a servant that's consistent in their crit capacity, because it's easier to give a servant a crit buff than an absorb buff.
Yeah, and he has, well, assuming you use his MP quite often, he has his own source of stars, on top of the skill. So he has a lot. So when the skill's active, he has a lot of stars. Actually, his crit is very very consistent, from my experience with using him. And just overall, like such a solid server. Like I'm usually not very excited about this kind of stuff because it's just, oh, it's just a generically good kit, right? So, but like I think he's generic, but like all the things are a little bit overtuned, so it ends up being really good, right? Like once again, the ramp up 20%, like even if it was just Buster, it would have been really great, because like 20% Buster ramp up, like it's really good. It's good for his cards. It's good for his MP damage. Like it's just good, right? So like I think he's competing with non-welfare sabers, non-welfare 4-star sabers, even at MP5, right? So I think for a welfare to be able to do something like that is certainly an achievement. So the character is like really good, in my opinion. But yeah.
I mean, like, I think he's good. I don't really care about him either way, because like my saber situation is always covered between both Ibukis being able to kill Lancers better than him. But like that's a given. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
It's what happens when you hyper invest in something that is
Yeah.
already good.
Yeah. So like solid welfare. Super solid welfare. I think he's one of those welfares that you should definitely grab. As much as we have 4-star saber welfares, right? We got Satanta last year. We got obviously Santa Carna. We have Hokusai for arts. Saberliz is not relevant. Like I'm not even trying to be mean here. Like you would never use Saberliz anyways. Right? So and like for farming stuff, if you don't care about buffing your teammates, you can use him instead of Bedivere. I'm not sure with Oberon who has better MP damage, because Bedivere's got MP damage buffs, but he's just good. Like he's so solid that there's not much to say about it. He never runs out of stars. Once again, never runs out of stars. He technically he can keep up his damage even after he runs out of buffs because of ramp up.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah, he is a pretty heavy competitor for Bedivere. But yeah, Bedivere does have a pretty strong NP regardless.
Yeah, and he's faster. I actually no, his MP animation is pretty fast, but like
Wait,
Bedivere's
what?
got this MP speed. But yeah, I mean
Oh.
Bedivere's got got team wide buffs. And he's got an upgraded MP with the MP damage up if you're using Oberon. So I didn't do the calculation, so I don't know who's better in terms of raw damage. But like Yori is something you should pick up regardless. This is a character that that's just so solid. Like like if you're just like, man, what do I want to use to deal with this Lancer, and you throw in Yuri, he's gonna kill it. He's gonna kill it. Like it's
Yeah.
just, yeah, it's just good. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say he's better than the other single target saber welfers.
Yeah.
So the last thing here, it's not a new servant, but it's a new buff. We got Summer Musashi, who got a buff. So for a long time, people have been saying she needs a buff because, like Summer Ibuki and Summer Kama and Spishtar do the same stuff, and in their opinion, it's better. Although I feel like she's always been stronger on the challenge quest side of things because of her 3-turn Pierce Invuln and all. Although there is some overlap there with Summer Ibuki, who can remove stuff, but then there's some situations where she can't remove evade her Invuln.
The problem with that is there's a lot of Earth.
Yeah,
Like
and then yeah, there's a lot of Earth enemies too.
yeah.
That helps too. But yeah, I guess we can breeze through her kit right quick. So, one thing that has annoyed me a little bit is like she's got this crit buff here, and she doesn't have any way of taking advantage of it. But it's clear that's not really her focus. Whereas Summer Ibuki just crits for fun, I guess, because she's got absorb and then team crit and then all sorts of buffs for it. So this buff, this skill has always been pretty good. I didn't really know the math for a while, but like she actually had, because of this skill, instead of diversifying and doing arts buffs and NP gain buffs, she actually has better NP gain than she actually refunds slightly better than Summer Ibuki.
Yeah.
So not by much, but it is slightly better. And then this skill has always annoyed people because it's a 5000 HP demerit, which doesn't really matter that much, to be honest, because she's a Berserker, and that's like, oh man, it's like one attack. she's gonna take that much damage in 1 or 2 attacks. But she gets guts out of it, and then she's also got 3-turn Pierce Invuln. She's got 30% attack and 30% defense down. So, 60% damage there, in all in all. And then, yeah, she's got Madness Enhancement and Quick, and yeah, just the usual. Ironic that she has Anti-Lancer crit resist. It's not what you'd expect, because they buffed her NP, which always had, 30% crit rate down, which is, like, Summer Ibuki has 20% crit rate down. Very similar, and she has a chance to seal Saber NPs of 100% plus, which is weird. It's a very vanilla NP, but it has very good refund because it's 12 hit and stuff. And by 12 hit, I mean 4 hits and you hit 3 enemies. But they buffed it, and now not only does it seal Saber NPs, it also does bonus damage to Saber class servants, but it's super effective, and it's double damage instead of just 50% extra damage, which is crazy because she's a Berserker, and that's not what they normally do.
So she does triple damage to Sabers.
Yes.
At OC1.
Yep. So she does absurdly high damage. She out damages a lot of archers as a result. Like I think she out damages all AoE archers.
She out damages okay. She loses to Durga when she hits both.
Yeah,
traits.
Durga hits both traits, and then
she loses to Sei when she hits all 3 traits, and she loses to Tametomo if the stars aligns twice in a row.
Yeah.
So
yeah, if the enemy is lawful and he cooked there for 2 turns, and also he died that turn, and it's did you watch Looney Tunes as a kid?
Yeah.
Did you watch? Did you see that one episode where Daffy Duck was like trying to be an insurance scammer and
I'm
basically
not
saying
sure.
like, "Oh yeah, we'll give you like $1 million if
all of
like
this happens.
1,000 stars align when you get injured," and like uh,
Yep.
in the end, Porky Pig gets like super duper lucky. And everything is aligned, and now he owes him $1 million. It's basically that with Tamatomo.
Yep. It is funny. And like without any of the archers hitting anti-trade, like obviously, numbers can change depending on your team comp, because what I was using to compare was the damage spreadsheet, which is considering buffs without any external buffs. But she beats every single target saber archer when she's against saber class servants, as long as she is as long as none of the single target archers are hitting anti-trade. So like for example, Chiron anti-earth wins, right? But then we're also not considering OC2. Like, if you overcharge her twice, then it might also be different again. Like if everyone's at an OC2, then it might be different again. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a lot of damage, dude. And now there has been like some niche outcry against this because what people had always wanted, they wanted her to get like some sort of battery skill. Just fucking boring. Like we went years, like there was a year where most of the buffs we got were battery buffs, and people were like, "Oh my god, this is so lame. Stop giving us battery buffs. They're so low effort." And then as soon as we get a buff for Summer Musashi that isn't a battery buff, people are bitching.
Yep.
But yeah, people wanted Summer Ibuki too. And instead they gave her a general damage boost, which lets her outclass like when you're not against Earth, I think she does more damage than Summer Ibuki.
She does. And like you also have to consider Ibuki's Sky versus Earth. But the little 1.1, like the little like Sky Man Earth thing, it also helps when you're not against Earth. So for Musashi, but this is tiny thing. But yeah, like she does beat. She beats Ibuki's damage if you ignore the defense down. Pre-buff, she needs the defense down to beat Ibuki's damage. But post-buff, without the defense down, you just ignore, pretend it doesn't exist. She still beats Ibuki, which should be the case. Like Ibuki has a 50 battery. Like come on, like one has better like flexibility and looping. One should do more damage. Like that is fair in my opinion.
Yeah, and like it's fine with me. I'm fine with her just having a stronger niche instead of just being like more generic, being able to loop better, because like that means she can lean more so into her niche as a challenge quest servant that loops really good instead of just that. And also like a lot of the time these days, and I know you mentioned this in your video because I actually watched that video. These days, the thing that will prevent a servant from farming something these days, it's less so refund and more so damage. So having damage in general, and also having a way of doing omega damage to certain types of enemies, this is more valuable.
Like there was a guy in my server. He basically compiled all of the 90 plus pluses in the past, and like hypothetically inserted post buff Summer Musashi into it. She was able to do some of the most rough saber nodes, because like remember how many rough saber nodes there were for 90 plus plus. The two that immediately comes to mind was the first one. Is Morgan Fest Rotation 2 with Charlemagne in Wave 3. That one's really rough. The second one was the Pretender Liz Halloween, where the final wave was Dioscuri. So, like, both of these things would have been easily tackled by Musashi post buff because of her amazing damage. So, even for 90++ farming, that buff is potentially a huge game changer, um, for Summer Musashi. Like it's not just CQs, it's just against Saber servants in general.
Yeah, and if people oh, I want to see the math on this if anyone's done it, but if she has a 50% CE, does she win against non-Earth Summer Ibuki with Black Grail if she's up against Sabers? Because I would assume she would outdo her against Sabers, which
Oh.
means like
Oh,
the
it means
the
Summer Ibuki with BG versus what's the C called again? Ocean Flyer Musashi
yeah, Ocean
versus
Flyer
Sabers,
or
right?
some shit like that.
I mean, depends on your comp. I think Musashi wins because of, you know, it's triple damage against Sabers versus 1.5. Like it's twice, it's double damage. Like BG plus Oberon's not gonna double your damage.
Yeah, it's she um
It depends on the if you have a max like two like the raw damage stat on BG does matter. So it has to be something like Ocean Flyer with also 2k stats, but
yeah.
uh,
Yeah, but like if she can outdamage Ibuki with a 50% C instead of a Black Grail, then like the entire argument of Ibuki having the 50% battery on top of it, that kind of falls apart because you can just compensate for that by giving her battery built in.
yep. Like also like because okay, I love yapping about this buff, right? So I'm a yap because I saw someone mention this in the chat. So why in my opinion Summer Musashi poses a bigger threat to Archer class servants than MHXA? I think this is an interesting discussion because it feels very similar, right? MHXA also outdamages all archers as a single target, even more so obviously because she's single target. So why isn't like why is this so different in my opinion? So the biggest problem always comes back to Castoria. MHXA is not an arch servant. Musashi, like the advantage you get with an archer over MHXA is the defensive uh, advantage. Obviously, it's 4 times difference, right? But an MHXA is a frail berserker that is in the quick card type, so there's no realistic way to protect her unless you know slot in Castoria. Musashi naturally works with Castoria, so the survival that you would need to make up for the Berserker class versus Archer class is a lot less. Like, yeah, you can tell me, oh, but I don't like using Castoria. Castoria's lame. Well, if that will obviously be an exception. But if we're considering generally, you're gonna bring a Castoria with your Art Servant, then the survivability issue drops to very low. The second thing is that the SE is 200% instead of 150. So the 200% very much allow, like if it was just 150% against Sabers, she'd be doing like 2.25 times against archers. It's not that big of a difference in my opinion, but it's a 200% special effectiveness that always stacks multiplicatively with all other types of buffs that can scale up to 300% with overcharge. Arts is a card type where you get overcharged the easiest because Castoria's MP is super easy to get. So very often you're using Castoria MP into this MP. So it's gonna be like OC2, very very often. So her damage, her damage like difference is even greater, even greater than 200 than just 200%. So like yeah, it's not against all Saber enemies, but you know, say like most CQs are servants, most 90++ final waves are servants. So this is very scary. And then finally, like if you want me to name a servant that, in my opinion, invalidates archers more than MHXA as a single target, is Draco. I think Draco poses an even bigger threat to archers. Well, she's just a threat to all 7 standard class single targets, let's be real. But especially with how archer single targets generally doesn't have great damage, or like they either only have an MP upgrade or they have a niche. Like Chiron's one of the rarer cases, right? So like Draco is a bigger threat than MHXA to Archer, to single target archers in general, in my opinion. And Musashi, because of the arts, like once again, the combination of the 200% SE instead of 150, the arts card type, and how she is already very CQ oriented, where you know you will be facing off against servants very often. I'm obviously not gonna say she killed the archer class. Like that is a very eye-catching title for a video, and even then I said almost, because obviously that is not the case. It's not that simple. But to a lot of like the funny, because I'm involved in the Minturn community on Twitter. I follow a lot of them. Most people who main archer DPSs are very upset about this one. Like like people who main like single target archers, they were just like, okay, so this was stupid. Like for runs, she's just gonna steal so many people's runs. And Berserker is already one of the most popular class scores, so people are gonna do Berserker class scores anyways, and she's just gonna steal people's job. Like how ridiculous is it? She does more. So like Gil versus weak to Enuma Elish Sabers, right? She does more than Gil against Saber Servants. Like, how is that supposed to be allowed for an AoE archer who has an easier to pilot card type and a loopable MP? Like, I don't think that's supposed to ever be a thing, but it ended up being a thing. So
you know what's hilarious though?
Yeah.
Against one Saber enemy, one Saber servant, she outdamages Vlad by quite a bit.
Yeah.
Man, he just loses against anything whatsoever that has a niche. Shit, dude.
That happens. I mean, it is what it is, unfortunately. We also had a discussion about how like Galatea is one MP upgrade away from like just destroying Vlad, in my opinion, at least.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, like the only edge he has over her is damage, and if she gets an NP upgrade, like she's already only barely below him because he has less buffs than she does.
I still think maybe I've been a little bit too mean to Vlad. Like a lot of things beat him hypothetically if they get an upgrade, but like as of now, he's still certainly solid.
I gotta blow my nose.
He's certainly still solid. I don't want to discredit him too much. But yeah. I mean, dude, he's been under the limelight for long enough, you know. He's had his fill. All right, not everybody can be Ozymandias. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody can get buffed multiple times and become one of the most ridiculous servants. Period. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty hyped to be making that video. That video about single target berserkers, because I think, oh man, like I know I keep talking about it, and like I'm not going too in depth about it. It's just like I feel like it's gonna be a really good video. I don't know how many people are gonna appreciate it, but
I'm certainly gonna watch it because I think it's interesting. Because I think I disagree with you, right, on this point.
I see.
Wait. I think we already had this exchange.
Oh yeah.
I think I think the Berserker class is fundamentally too good.
Yeah. Well. Well, I mean, the entire reason I started writing that script is because, like, we were having a debate about that in Discord.
Yeah. Oh,
I guess technically we're talking in Discord right now, but,
yeah. Yeah. So it's very interesting because like I'm always open to different perspectives. I understand I'm never gonna be a guy with like the most game knowledge about FGO, like for sure. I'm always gonna be more familiar with characters I use. I'm always gonna be more biased towards characters that I either towards or against characters I use. I'm always going to be more biased towards playstyles that I enjoy. I mean, that's just how a reviewer is. You kind of have to understand, you know, how they are as a person before you watch their reviews, as much as they want to be as fair as possible. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's something I've just really enjoyed about this podcast. I've been enjoying being able to like bounce different perspective off of things, and I think that's something a lot of people have appreciated. Because it's one thing for two people that like agree with each other to be talking about this, but like we don't agree on everything, and we play
Yeah.
the game very differently.
Yeah.
So it's
A lot more
been nice.
perspectives. It's the only way to be. I think the only way to be like to have better coverage is to have people with multiple perspectives instead of trying to force yourself to accommodate all perspectives. Like I tried that once, and what ended up happening was I just can't make a conclusion. You know, like because I feel like, oh, maybe what he said was right because I'm not familiar enough with what he's saying, so I don't know if what he said was right or wrong, and then oops,
Yeah.
suddenly I can't make my decision, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But we're all going to figure shit out or something. I don't know. What the fuck do we talk about now?
I don't know.
Uh,
I mean,
Well, I was kind of shocked to see that the looping damage spreadsheet was updated for this. Because I thought Jordan had kind of retired. I guess he handed it off to someone else. But Musashi does have her numbers on there, and her peak damage is like even without her niche, she is peaking higher than Summer Buki. So that's nice.
yeah. I mean, it's an upgraded MP. I think that should like if she still doesn't beat her in like without trades, it would be a little bit lackluster. It would be a little bit sad. But yeah, Musashi, anti-saber, monster now, but like people say it's too niche. It's not like this buff is stopping you from using her against non-sabers. It's just that she happens to deal more damage than single target archers when she's against saber servants. Like what how is that not a good bonus, right? So yeah, like I would die on this hill. I think this character after the buff is just so good. Like she's the best at doing something in the game.
It's kind of hilarious how Musashi and Summer Buki are like basically equal on waves 1 and 2 if you're just doing Black Grail. They're both at 185k. It's a difference of like 51 damage points. It's like Finn and Melt, because like at NP1 they're like 5 damage away from each other.
Yeah. Is she saving that skill 3 for wave 3?
Yeah.
For Musashi. Oh, okay. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
She does more damage than Ibuki does on wave 3, because wave 3 Ibuki with 2k4 is 236k versus 337k. So it's a pretty notable difference there. It's 100k.
I mean, like nobody's gonna stop you from using either. Like it's just nice. It's nice to have things where she definitively does better than Ibuki, right? Yeah. I think that's what she needed, and that's exactly what she got. So that is a-okay in my book. And also like upgrade MP always is good for people on a budget, in my opinion. Like because obviously it benefits MP1 the most. Like MP1 Musashi against sabers is gonna beat out a lot of higher MP level like archers and stuff. So it's also really good. And it's just good. It's just good. It's a good buff. It's a good buff. It completely solves how awkward she was. And I got so tempted by the buff. Like I wasn't even that big of a Musashi simp. I certainly taken a liking to her after Samurai Remnant, but I definitely caved and pulled more MP copies of her linked copy of her because of Yui as well after the buff. So
yeah, we can use Summer Buki to support Musashi as a plug support instead.
Wait, why?
It's true. Because she'll boost her refund. She's got 30% arts and 30% NP gain.
I mean, I
Or you could
unironically
use
use
it for another
Ibuki.
wave clear. So
I unironically use Ibuki for cooldown reduction on certain runs. Like the Christmas CQ min turn with Koyan Dark. I think, yeah. Like it was no, it was not Christmas. It was the Kenshin CQ, I think. Like specifically, I used Ibuki, which is pretty funny. But yeah, the cooldown reduction is great. I see her used with Kukulkan a lot because Kukulkan, being able to use all her skills twice immediately on the second turn is really good. All right, so
yeah. I like looking down this spreadsheet every now and then. I know it really doesn't matter for the most part, but it's being able to compare people, compare servants, all of this. Like, shit, man, I forgot Duryodhana was an AoE Arts Berserker.
yeah.
Man, poor guy.
The inconsistency really makes him less appealing than maybe he is. Like he's not that weak, but the inconsistency really just kills a lot of people's mojo for him.
Mojo.
Yeah, maybe.
Wait a second. I just realized there's something wrong with his entry on the spreadsheet. The plug Oberon entry still has him using 2004. Like, what's happening?
Oh, that's cheating.
Yeah.
Actually, is that more damage?
No,
than
it's
plug?
not cheating. It's impossible. You can't plug Oberon if you don't have plug.
No, I mean, like, is 2K4 more damage with Oberon than new plug? Let's check.
I think it would be.
Yeah, it's
but
50% MP damage. It gets flipped to.
Yeah,
100.
but the thing is, like, you can't do that because you can't plug.
Yeah. Yeah, I assume like it works with plug Oberon with new plug with the refund. So like the only issue is the damage on the final wave, right? So wait, or do they not use damage? They do use the damage buff on the third wave, right? For the looping sheet on Mystic Code.
I'm
assume.
assuming that they don't have any notes on it saying that because he has that RNG thing where it's like 60% chance of applying each debuff, and that does affect his refund a little bit. I'm not sure how impactful that is on 33x.
Yeah.
But like,
so yeah,
statistically, you're gonna land 2 of those and miss 1 of them. So I don't know what they're calculating based off of, but hey, at least he's able to use Black Grail or something, I guess. I wish mine wasn't in P1, dude. I wish he didn't take a fuck ton of grease. Ugh.
I think I still haven't skilled him up because of that.
Yeah, I find him pretty fun, though, because, like, he's able to use his NP, like, I was gonna say fairly frequently. He's able to use it occasionally, but then he's also got the ability to put out some good crits, because he does have the crit consistency, even if he has the goofy make someone else crit for a turn thing in its RNG. I do like his third skill for the most part. I don't like that it's limited to 1 turn of effectiveness.
So I'm just looking through who gets 200% SC on MP, which is usually worse traits than Saber class Servant.
Scheherazade gets anti-king for 100% bonus.
Yep. What's his face? Enkidu gets threat to humanity, but it's not skillable with overcharge. And then we go to the more weird territory with William Tell.
Well, there's also like okay, there's Robin.
Robin Hood
is at base 100%. And then, like, if you want to bring in NP5 consideration, we got Arc, and we've got Tonalico.
Yeah. It is
you gotta
pretty...
get him NP5. It's pay to win.
Yep. I think Scheherazade was the only one, though, that scales up to 300. I'm not saying OC5 is gonna be common, but like OC2 to OC3, especially in arts teams, like you got that Lady Avalon as well. Sometimes, you know, it's a lot of OC. 300% special damage is ridiculous. So yeah, I don't know. I just think this buff is so nuts. I don't know how people are like not crazy about this. Like, if she wasn't a berserker, I can understand. If it was like a Britomart situation where it's like a lancer trying to kill riders, it's fair enough.
Wait a
But,
second. This says that Bob can Black Grail? Summer
well,
Bob? It
No.
doesn't say with Chloe. It's got the narrow 0, which implies that it's like 50% Charger or Oberon. That's weird. I don't know how she would be able to.
I mean, she has the 20% per turn, but it's still not enough.
Yeah. Yeah, like she
I
can't.
tried it.
Yeah, she shouldn't be able to Black Grail. Yeah, I think it's another typo. Like she couldn't do Black Grail, but she can
can't do Black Girl unless they're dumb and they thought this third skill can be triggered. The third skill is a battery, but like you can't. You need to get physically hit.
Yeah, damn. Well, hold on. It would just be 50%. Like even then, I don't think you'd be able to. Or would you?
Oh, with Black Grail? No.
Or would you be able to if you had someone who had more finely split charge like Waver or Rhinus? Because you'd have 10% refund on turn 2 and 20% on turn 3.
But then you don't get to use her skills twice without double Koyan.
I'm thinking it might be a situation like with Oberon himself. Because like if you're looping with Oberon has a lot more self-charge. I'm just thinking like if Bob has 50% for herself twice. Wait, no, it wouldn't be 50. It would be 60% for herself. No, wait, we are operating in that hypothetical, so it would be 100% from self-casts and then 130%. Yeah, because 10% refund on turn 2 and 20% on wave 3.
She can't beat you. Oh, you mean assuming third skill?
Yeah, if she had her third skill available. But
third skill, what, 20?
Her third skill,
20, right?
Yeah.
Maybe 20.
Yeah, it's 20% and then 30%. Man, it's just theorizing some dumb shit about that. Because, like, no one's gonna farm with her anyways.
So she used skill 2 and 3 on 1, right? 50. Oh no! Because, okay, append 2, so she uses, no, it doesn't help.
Yeah, it's,
So she uses skill 2, skill 3 on 1, plus 1 Koyan battery. She gets 10 back from the MP, right? Is 10.
Yeah, I think
10.
with Double Witch Oberon it would be enough because she would have 130% for herself. She'd get 70% from Oberon and 100% from Korean, but it doesn't split properly because she is 10% of it. Like you can't get that 10% properly. However, you could do what they do with Tonalico and have Black Grail with double Oberon. That gets to be counted since Black Grail with double Oberon is more worth, and most servants can't do that anyways.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude, that's weird. But yeah,
it's weird. It is.
But yeah, what did I miss? I don't know. Did you miss the Musashi talk? The MP buff is insane, but that's about it.
She's still worse than Summer Ibuki because Summer Ibuki has big battery.
Or something. Yeah. I mean, Summer Ibuki's Summer Ibuki, right?
Hey, there she is.
Here's the thing, right? I said at the end of the video, I like how the buff doesn't devalue either party, um, and but at the same time making both parties very valuable. That is the best type of buff in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like it obviously it's really funny for the community to be like, oh, this character killed this character, that is so hype, oh my god. But like, if you really sit down and think about it, it's better if a buff doesn't kill either party. It just branches off, give this one character another thing that she does better than the previous, than previously, when she's, feels like an inferior version of one character. Right? So yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I do like that. Yep. I'm gonna check something real quick. Yeah, just genuinely, I think that's just like the thing that Berserkers need the most, which is like they need their own niche. Like each one needs a niche of some sort, because ultimately they're all going to be competing not only with other Berserkers but also with other servants. And if you're just stuck there always like trying to like do okay offensively but defensively you're inferior every time, like it's always going to be a problem. So it's less of a problem with AoE Berserkers because like multi-class nodes are actually going to be more applicable for AoE Berserkers, but for single target ones it's different because you're up against one enemy. But like just the state of AoE Berserkers in general, like if you look down below a certain point, you're just like why the fuck are people saying that Musashi is the bad one here? Because like you get down to a certain point and you're seeing I'm not saying Tamamo Cat is bad, but like people don't like her. And then Cha-Cha and Lancelot, Kiyohime, Darius, Eric. Like there's other characters that could use some more love than she could.
Yep.
Like fucking Frankenstein. Yeah, she shows up. She's higher than Ibuki in this in the NP damage list, which is really funny. But she is like the worst berserker right now, in my opinion. It's like, oh, at least she can like loop in a very specific
Oh, what
instance.
with BB, bro? No.
Yeah, dude. Like if you bring double Scotty, Super Scope, and then either BB or Nightingale, then you're able to 3-turn with her.
Amazing.
I guess to be fair, you could use Santa Carna now, because he has the oh yeah, and he has targetable charge. That might help a little bit, but like she's still bad.
You can use Habertrot and it dies, and another immune comes in.
Yeah.
Big brain.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah,
That's the meta. That's the real meta there.
but yeah.
In my opinion, and this might get me some flack, but like, hey, I need some sort of hot take to be thrown out there just to increase interest. I feel like Eric is a bit better than Frankenstein in most circumstances.
I mean, I wouldn't use either, so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't use either. But like Frankenstein has exactly one thing she does, which is refund looping, kind of, and she sucks at it. So, like, yeah. I mean, he doesn't really have much anything he does either, but at least as a berserker, like he can clear a wave and not die instantly.
Yeah, you gotta.
Whereas Frankenstein, like with how she has been designed, she can clear a wave and then like she has no choice but to die after that.
They didn't have the balls to make her accurate to the actual show. Her MP should have just killed her.
Yeah. And also Eric has debuff. removal,
Yeah.
which is slightly something. He's still like an objectively worse version of Darius, but I feel like that he still has something better than that.
Frankenstein.
That's gonna be an interesting conversation to have with Mist though, because like I already talked to him about Eric, and I don't think he's gonna move Eric up at all. Because
I
like to
mean,
be fair, I don't
I think
think he
he's
should be moved up that much.
I
But
think he's gonna be fine for moving Frankenstein down though, like all the way down.
oh yeah,
Like that character is not usable, bro. That character is like actually not usable. You literally cannot try to argue that she's usable. I've not seen a single. She's a fairly popular character wise, but I've not seen a single person minturn with that. Okay, I'm probably just because I haven't looked hard enough, but like, bro,
oh,
that
dude,
character.
I actually had that discussion with someone. It was. Oh, yeah, I actually had a pretty extensive discussion with someone on Game Press about uh, how they had Frankenstein rated above Brynhild Berserker.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Yeah,
What?
it's because she can quick farm. That's
She
it.
can't, dude. That's not quick farming. That's called
Well,
coping.
to be fair, when they ranked her there, that was back when
That's called
that's
coping.
no.
That's
See,
not even
back
farming.
then, if you could 3-turn at all, it was impressive because the only thing there was quick looping. So like she still had an edge over most people because she could NP 3 times in a row, whereas nowadays it's not even remotely impressive. And I'm pretty sure you could do the same thing with Brynhild Berserker, and I think her damage might not be that much worse, to be honest. But yeah, I was pretty extensive about that. Like I was saying like, well, for farming there's actually reasons to use Brynhild over
Friend.
Frankenstein, and because like she can buff team members, and like even if her damage is pretty low, she has like she can basically have 50% charge on wave 3 because she has
She's
delayed
an
charge.
AoE berserker with. She's an AoE buster berserker with invul pierce. Like that's.
Yeah, and then in
That's pretty
challenge
better.
quests, way better.
That's already better than Fran. I don't care. Also, okay. Do you guys think they should have lowered Summer Musashi's 5k HP reduction on S3? I mean, I wouldn't take it over the MP buff, obviously, but I mean, sure.
Well,
I'd appreciate it, but like, it doesn't matter.
see, all they had to do was make it so her NP also heals her for 5,000 on every use.
Oh, I'd
That would be
appreciate
so
that
dumb.
for. I'd appreciate that for my my prison tower solo actually, a lot. If she can heal 5k every time she MP, dude, that'd be so stupid. Imagine she like it's not as good as other classes because berserkers like healing 5. It's almost like healing 2.5k. But still, dude, imagine an arch looper healing 2.5k every time they MP.
Yeah.
On top of the saber buff.
To be fair, she is actually taking double damage, but I feel like it's that would still be pretty funny.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah, like I didn't even actually go up to what that reminded me of. I was sort of giving background for it, but I mentioned how stupid my conversation was later on, and someone else took up the argument with me with Fran being better in challenge quests or something, and he cited a Minturn from you know the Prillia event, that challenge quest, the one with the 3 magical girls.
Oh, the
Like,
stupidly easy one.
yeah, that was the one example he came up with. And I was like, bro, this
does he think Bryn
nothing.
can't? Does he think Bryn can't like completely destroy that? Did he really think Bryn cannot destroy that quest? Wait.
Yeah, like she doesn't. Yeah, and then the setup was funny because it was like Double Scotty poster girl uh on Nightingale and stuff, and it's like you have to bend over so far to make her work, whereas with Brynhild, she's actually pretty self-sufficient. She just needs more damage buffers. And since she's a Buster servant, it's a lot easier to actually boost her damage. Because there's a shit ton of Buster supports. And also, like, one of the best low rarity Buster supports. Not only boosts the NP, but also, like, big Buster crits and stuff. Yeah.
Damn.
I'm a Skumba. Bro, that Berserker class is full of Berserkers.
Yeah. Like, there's so many good Berserkers as well. Like, I think that's also the issue. Like, there's so many good Berserkers. You know, Arjuna Alter, Morgan, Ibuki Doji, and Summer Musashi. There's so many good Berserkers.
Yeah.
ISSR. Summer Castoria, like there's so many good ones. To the point where like I don't know. In general, I feel like some of the I feel like they even have better kits than a lot of normal stuff, right? Like do you really see what Summer Castoria has on other single targets? Do you see what like Ibuki has on other AoE? Like other class units, like you don't really see that often, you know? Like Berserkers just have like if they like side nerf them by giving them like slightly worse kits maybe, but like they just have stupid kits. Like all of them have really stupid kits. Bro, why is Quick so bad in terms of support variety? Because Scotty's hot.
Well, I mean, Vitch is hot too, to be fair.
Yeah, I would have liked them more if every Buster support was a Vitch.
Bro.
There you go.
You'd be a poorer man for sure.
I would be a lot poorer, yes. Dark Vitch, Light Vitch, Something Vitch, Gray Vitch, Dusk Vitch, Dawn Vitch. Whatever. Just make a bunch of
Doc the Rock, Spock the Rock, Doc Ock, and Hulk Vitch.
Sand Vitch, yeah, there you go.
So looking down through this list, like, yeah, I'm doubling down even more on Vlad sucking because, like, if I look at all the 5-star Berserkers, like, he is the most vanilla one. He has, like, no offensive niche. He doesn't really have a defensive niche either. He's not outstanding in any way that...
to be fair, I often forget he has a arts ramp. The arts down ramp. I think he would be a lot worse if he didn't have that arts down ramp. But like,
well, yeah, but like then Galatea has 20% NP damage per NP,
yes.
and then
it's just his upgrade.
Even funnier, you've got Creamhild who has the exact same ramp up he does.
Yeah, I mean, Vlad is definitely living off of that MP upgrade, that double MP upgrade, by the way.
Yeah, the only thing he has going for him is he has really good synergy with Castoria, but it's specifically double Castoria and whatever other charger you can afford.
Has good I mean, I think his card gain actually starts to become okay after the arts down ramp. Like I've been I've been like corrected by some people, you know, or like I've at least debated with some people regarding Vlad. And you know, looking at his performance and stuff, like I don't think he's that bad, but like once again, he's very much living off of that higher MP damage. Like if anyone matches his MP damage, I think he's gonna fall off very hard in comparison. Just like once again, any single target arts Berserker gets an MP upgrade, he's just gonna look a lot worse. Like especially once again, Galatea. Getting an MP upgrade would just make Vlad look really bad, in my opinion. MP damage up synergizes better with Oberon as well if you want damage.
Yeah, he's just really boring, I guess. He's the most boring 5-star Berserker.
Yeah. I mean,
which
sometimes
is-
simple.
Which is saying something because even Kentucky feels less boring to me than him. Because like
Really?
Buster, I don't know. Buster is just a lot more interesting to work with than Arts, because Arts is
Oh.
very no brain these
Yeah,
days. 'Cause
you're
it's just
not
spam
wrong. You're
Arts
not
cards,
wrong, yeah.
Arts and Ps.
You're not wrong. Arts is the best card type because of Castoria. Like Castoria was a mistake. Her MP was a mistake. Not even her looping ability. Her MP should have just been solemn defense 1 time 3 turns per MP.
Yeah.
That would
Same
still been
thing.
broken.
Yeah, and you know what? You know what else would have been great if they didn't make her as ridiculous? They wouldn't have made the CERN fight as ridiculous, because the entire thing
Oh.
about that fight is it's balanced around how bullshit the support Castoria is.
Yeah.
And if you take away how bullshit she is, then it would just be
Oh,
unfair
boy.
to make it that way.
Yeah. John's gonna be back on the menu. I'm gonna be real.
Okay.
Artemis has the exact same amount of base refund and card MP gain as
So,
Led, so
to
what's
be-
the race for her?
To be fair, he actually
class.
has ways of increasing his
Gain.
NP gain. Like, I think they're overhyped for sure, because like 30% NP gen, when you're working with such tiny numbers, it isn't really that impressive. But also, like, to Artemis's favor, she actually has absorb, which means she can crit every now and then. Like, she might not make a lot of stars, but since she's an archer, she'll actually take stars that are made. Whereas with Vlad, he does make stars, but he can't use them because he's a berserker, and berserkers have piss absorb.
I mean, Berserker is just a. Okay, I'm gonna piss people off for saying this, but like Berserker is just a better class than Archer. There you go. That's
like
why
we
people are hyped.
just went over this
Yeah.
here earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, like people are gonna be pissed, but like I speak the truth. Sorry. Like also like obviously Vlad has the ramp down. He has better damage, I believe. Because he has the arts down ramp and the 3-turn attack up on second skill, so he has better damage. So that's why.
Bro, the person who just followed, his username is Ritra's weakest soldier.
Damn.
Dude.
F.
Yeah, the guy's stronger than any of us.
You stop comparing Artemis.
Yori
Yeah,
Shosetsu
I don't like that
just
comparison at all.
subscribe.
Artemis,
Thanks
Yeah.
for the sub, man.
her anti male is 1 turn P mod. Like it's not. You don't really use her for like it's almost like a bonus. Like if you're using her against a male, yippee. If you're not using her against a male, sure. All right.
Yeah. I'm glad she at least has the basics. She just needs like one little buff and then she'll be fine. If they... I can't believe they gave the exact buff that she could have used to fucking... Artoria. Like the other single target archer that's 5-star that didn't need a buff as badly.
Yeah. I'm telling you, they're gonna get Draco a buff before they give her another one.
What is your favorite class? It's between sabers, casters, and berserkers, probably. What about yours? Assassins?
Mine?
Yeah. Beast.
Foreigners and Beasts.
Bro, Beast isn't fair.
Beast isn't fair.
Yeah, there's one.
That one takes the role of 7. That's why I like it.
All right.
It's unfair. Draco's really unfair. Like, that's a given. The MP, like I think both the class and the MP makes her really unfair because like anti-servant of the 7 classes. I know I like to complain, but oh, why isn't it just anti-servant? But like, let's be real, like 90% of people is not gonna use her against extra classes. So it's basically anti-servant. And it's ridiculous with her class, and yeah, it's dumb. Yeah, Drake was pretty stupid. Like I've slowly learned to accept the fact that I've been using a very unfair servant since she came out. Like 120 Draco is like one of the most unstoppable things in the game. And yeah. I remember doing a frontline only Draco run of this CQ's min turn. My setup was Draco, double Koyan Light. And then I just did triple Buster every turn, minus the one turn where I had to MP Takeru and then break Iori's guts. And then Ku MP'd me with Gay Bulk, and I took 1000 damage because I stacked the damage cut. So like you know, with this character you can like shit just happens, right? Like stupid shit happens when this character is around, right? So like, that like it's just, yeah, sometimes on paper maybe she has some weaknesses, but like in practicality you start to use her, you're like, oh, maybe that don't matter. Let me try to find the screenshot of Gay Bulk doing like 1000 damage. It's funny as fuck.
You know what? I should open up Photoshop and be doing some shit
Thing in
here.
the background. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh man.
Make sure not to parody thumbnails though, because that might be.
Oh, are you cutting this part out of the VOD?
This part?
Yeah.
Wait, why?
No, I was gonna make a joke. Cause it's cool.
Oh.
Okay, fine. I'm not gonna make a joke.
Yeah, I don't want it. I don't want to discuss it on the here. Like,
Yeah,
might be too much clout or something. I don't know.
There you go. Look, 1000 damage.
If you guys are curious about stuff, there's other videos that address it. And I don't want to dedicate too much time to it.
I get hit by Yori's MP as well here. I don't think I did. I don't think I can tank Yori's MP on this. I think I died to his MP, so I ended up having to use the invul. So, but Ku did do 1300 damage with his Gay Ball.
I'll pull it up here in a minute when Photoshop finishes opening.
Yeah, damage cut is so good when you have defensive class advantage. Like it's so good because like you can almost double the number because you're taking half damage. Like I mean, I guess you can't really say it that way. What I should say is its effectiveness is essentially doubled against the anti-class. I mean, I guess the same goes for defensive up. Does it? No, it doesn't, because defense up is percentage. So when like if you're taking half damage from class advantage, your defensive up is technically half as effective because it scales with how much damage you're taking anyways. But damage cut is a flat number, so it's really strong when you are taking half damage. It's twice as effective. So yeah. Wait, servants Iori summons have invisible 65% MP damage. Oh, it's a debuff. Oh, that's why. Yeah. And that makes sense. Dude, like a single target MP on a CQ is not supposed to do 1000. Like even if it's how much damage cut for Draco again? This is just 2000, right? Isn't it 1000 at MP like level?
Yeah, it's
level
666, obviously.
Yeah.
That's what makes sense. It's a whopping 1352 damage.
Damn.
Nice.
That really hurt.
You know what?
That
In the meantime, I should be redrawing myself because I need to edit my little headphones thing because people keep thinking it's an eye, like a goofy looking eye.
bruh. I mean, even if you divide it by, right, 1 3, how much? 1 3 1352 divided by 0.35, right? Because that's how it works. It's gonna do 3,000 damage. I don't think I don't think that's enough to kill. By the way, if it deals 3,800 damage, I still don't think it's gonna kill. You know, just the
Yeah.
feeling. Just the feeling. I still don't think it's gonna kill.
And they say that Fitch doesn't give you any survivability.
Well, there you go. I mean, for this certain case, it does. But yeah, take X% less damage from X trait enemy. Charlie.
Charlie Moist critical?
Yeah, Charlie has defensive against demonic, I think, or divine, one of them. Charlie skill 2. It's weird because like the offensive buff against certain trait is not aligned with the defensive against certain trait. It's like 2 different traits. But I think it's only Charlie. Oh no. It's Charlie and Neja. Neja has defense up against demonic. That's the only 2 I remember.
Yeah, she has that too. Wasn't
Yeah.
even paying attention. I could have chimed in with that.
So yeah.
I guess I could do the cat. I could try to do the cat ear headphones. Those are so cringe. I swear, you know what I'm talking about, right? The pink headphones with the Neko
Yeah.
ears.
Yeah.
I swear, I've seen more guys wearing those than girls.
Very like sometimes it's RGB like lights as well.
I think it's just because PewDiePie popularized them, because I know he wore them for a while. I don't watch him.
Probably.
Maybe he still does.
But yeah, I mean, we're pretty much done. I don't know what else to talk about.
Well, we can talk about chat. What should we talk about? 'Cause we're only 2 hours into this.
Really?
Yep.
I thought we started at 4.
No, we gabbed about other things before that.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. And we didn't actually start exactly at 4 because you got here a little late.
Yeah.
I guess like I can.
Servants who are near unplayable. Damn. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't know that because they're unplayable, so I would never use them. Haha.
Servants who are near unplayable. What?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm joking. Like
No,
the
I'm
weakest
joking.
5-star is still better than the strongest 1-star, basically.
Oh, here's a hot take I've heard some people have. Miss Crane is the worst 5-star caster. I actually want to beat someone up over that, but you know.
That's an interesting. See, I was actually having an argument with someone about that, like last week, and I think it's kind of an interesting discussion, because what the discussion was, who is the least useful 5-star? So we're talking least useful, not worst, because something can be really, really useful, or really, really good, but not be useful.
Mhm.
And I was arguing that if we're talking about that, Crane is one of the least useful 5-stars you can have, because what she does, like basically everything she does is very replaceable, and like the things she is best at doing is just not useful for average players. They were arguing that Cleopatra was less useful. You guys probably know who I was arguing with.
Cleopatra's is a very weird servant to bring up. I think Cleopatra is it's so weird. Why would it be Cleopatra?
Because people think she is dog shit for some reason.
Why isn't it Semiramis?
Yeah, Semiramis is worse than
Semiramis-
Cleopatra.
Semiramis is the one that gets bullied all the time. I mean,
Dude.
I don't know who's worse.
Dude, I was in was in that conversation and I was like, dude, I have like 2 120 assassins, and I can tell you that Cleopatra is better than 2 of them.
Bruh.
Yeah, Cleopatra is definitely not the worst one of them. Because I have a
Or at least
120
she carries
Semiramis on
free.
my ult. I have a 120 shooting on my main. I'm not sure if... It's harder to say if Cleopatra is better than shooting, because shooting always has the edge of being arts. But I feel like a lot of the reasons why shooting is good is just not quite kit-wise, but more so just number-wise.
Here's my take, though, right? Like, how do I put this, man? I just feel like the least useful servant for a person. I'm not gonna say in general because this is difficult. For a person, the least useful servant is very often gonna be a DPS.
Yeah,
because you already if you already have a better replacement, you're just not gonna use them.
that's
So like
on one hand that can be kind of true. There are, but like in this situation, we were talking about Cleopatra, and Cleopatra, even if Gray does like more damage or something, because that was who was being compared. Because I think Gray is in the evocation shop now.
Yeah. Sure.
Cleopatra is like one of the most durable 5-star assassins, I would say. The other ones that are more durable are single targets, but as far as AoE ones go, she is like she's got heals. 60% of the time, she's got a good defense buff. She's got really, she's got invuln, and then she's got debuff clear, and then like in challenge quest stuff, she has spammy AoE buff block on her NP. And like I could take the criticism of her, like I could acknowledge the point of her NP like getting herself killed faster, because she does use her NP a lot and she has an HP demerit on it. But I don't think, but like they never brought that up, so like I mean, hey, if you're not gonna bring up that valid point, why even bother, you know?
I mean, Crane. That's such a difficult. Because like, look.
Well, part of the thing with Crane, so with Crane, you're looking at like what she is normally valued for, because like there is some more standard usage of her that a lot of people just don't know how to work with. It's kind of I don't know if that's weird looking. I'm sort of just like doodling on this thing, trying to make it look like an earphone. With Miss Crane, she does have some more generic applications. Like you can just use her as a frontline crit support. People really focus on her NP because, like, if you have a supportive NP and you're a support, you have to use the support NP. But we can ignore that with, like, Qingong, for example. But with Miss Crane, like, she has basically everything you want for a crit support. She has targetable 3-turn crit, targetable 3-turn absorb, which is very rare. There's only one other servant that does that type of stuff. As a supporty type of servant. And then she's also got Stargen for 3 turns that she gives to the team. And then if you got costumes, she'll give you a Star Bomb. And it got a lot of things going on there. And then Invuln as well. But like if you think about it, like you're better off with Van Gogh. Van Gogh's the other servant that can do basically all of that, but she's going to be doing more damage on the field. She's going to be contributing more to survival, even though it's 1 evade versus 2 invulns for not Miss Crane people. It's just what Miss Crane does, it's all very replaceable unless you're trying to plug her off. And you don't need to plug her off unless you're going for maximum shit.
I mean, but here's the thing, right? People might, I mean, you know, like you don't need to, but people might want to, you know, like someday, like what if someday suddenly wants to do something, and then like with like okay, so my take with this is it more likely that someday, like if I never use a DPS, I'm not gonna say Cleopatra, but I'm just gonna use her as an example, right? So for example, I already have a good AoE assassin, like Hu Yanzhuo at MP3, for example, right? Like, do you think it's more likely that someday I'll suddenly be like, damn, I kind of want to do Crane, I kind of want Crane for something, or is it a bigger chance to someday I'm gonna go, oh damn, I really want to use Cleopatra or something? So I personally think it would be a higher chance for me to suddenly want to use Crane out of nowhere, than if I would want to use a random DPS out of nowhere.
Okay, let me pose this to you. So
Okay.
you're up against a Rider Challenge quest. You're using Hu Yanzhuo.
Okay.
Do you believe you're more likely to increase your likelihood of winning by bringing Miss Crane or by bringing another assassin DPS?
Probably another assassin. I mean,
Yeah, because like even if you do have other solid DPSs, I'd still say that like someone like Cleopatra, she does have her use as being one of the stronger in a vacuum out there, and you can use her to help clean up at the end. So like she's going to be better than most every AoE 3-star and fucking for sure any AoE 2-star assassin. All like one of them.
I guess it depends on how much more options you have. Like if Cleopatra's not even your second choice, like what if Cleopatra was your like third choice or like fourth choice? Like yeah, like class stacking is certainly a thing, but like,
yeah, but at that point, like you have enough supports that are going to be more valuable than Miss Crane, that are going to be further up in line. So like even if Cleopatra would be like third in line for like third or fourth in line for DPS that you would bring, well, if Miss Crane is like fifth or sixth in line for supports, then like you're still less likely to be bringing her. It's just she's just very replaceable, in my opinion, unless you're like doing plug.
yeah, but I mean like
there always is the argument that you're more likely to bring more supports than DPSs. That is always a valid argument because that's generally how people play. Usually people will play they'll play 1 DPS and then 5 supports, or maybe 2 DPS and 4 supports. But again, like if we've got 4 supports that are more applicable than Miss Crane, then like is Miss Crane even on the totem pole? Because like there's a lot of quests that you can just win by class stacking. Like it's a lot of them aren't really that difficult.
There's a lot of quests that you can also like win by a failed min turn, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but like do you need Miss Crane for that? Because like if you're doing a min turn, like the reason why I keep specifying specific buff stacking is because if you're min turning, like you can try to just have them die instead. You could just try to have them cycle out that way.
Yeah.
Miss Crane is just one of those more consistency picks.
Yeah. Like for example, if I'm able to, like especially right now, it's kind of it's interesting timing to mention this, I guess. Like
is it Yui?
Yeah. If I can slot Yui in, I would never bring Crane.
Yeah.
Like if I can kill Yui off, because like Yui's just more buffs than Crane, like period. Like double Crane's not that easy to do. Like in certain universes, WE MPs is easier to do than double crank. So like,
Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing here. I guess I'm just drawing an eye inside. You lost?
No, sorry, I'm just bored. I went back to playing Pokemon. How does that count as me losing? We died at the same time.
You know what? Let me look at my own headphones for a second. Hold on, I can't hear anything right now.
Ooh, okay. I don't know who. Okay, who in chat plays Pokemon? Okay, so Paris song. Depends on who faints for. Paris song. Why did I faint first under Paris song? Dude, it's a Paris trap team, and then like. And then like I killed all of their other stuff, and he had one thing left, and we died at the same turn. Oh, so the guy who used it wins. Damn.
Nice.
That is bullshit. I'm sorry, man.
You're welcome.
That's some grade A bullshit right there. No. Lost. In FGO, if that happens, it can't happen in FGO. Can it happen in FGO? It cannot happen in FGO.
Bro, I remember when I was very new to FGO, and I brought Mozart once, and it was Requiem for Death, and I was like, oh cool, is that like Paris song, or are they gonna die in a few turns? Yeah, sure, if they've got like 3,000 health, then they'll die from curse.
Then that's why whenever you see Paris song switch up, well, obviously they're gonna have Shadow Tag. It's a Paris song team. It's gonna have Shadow Tag. Who wins if explosion? I guess the guy who exploded wins. I'm gonna assume, anyways. Yeah, and it got Gothitelle, Paris song. Oh, you lose? You lose if you explode? That is more fair. I'm gonna be real. I'm for that. I think it's funnier.
Yeah.
What happens when you defeat the last enemy with Arash's MP? You lose. You lose. I am sure of that. You actually lose. If you eat a revive, you immediately win. Oh, so that's bro. So that's how Pokemon works, because it's like Arash. Yeah, totally not the other way around. That's how Pokemon works, because of there you go. Pokemon works like Arash. But yeah, I am sure if you die with Arash, if you use Arash to kill someone, and then you die, you lose.
There we go. I should probably go. Actually, I'm gonna go with blue. Someone might misinterpret that as like a strange gaping wound. Ugh.
You lose with HP
Like
drain
that.
even if certain dies first. Not anymore. They nerfed it. They nerfed it. You cannot die to Cern's HP drain anymore on NA.
You can't. Okay, I gotta clarify that.
You can't. If you already win.
Yeah, if it's on the last turn, you can't lose because you died of dots on the last turn.
Yeah.
That's how it was on JP. It was not very fair.
Yeah, you can't die to the drain anymore. Like, there's a lot of min turns that was actually doable only because of this change. Like if you see most of the best of 2023 NA min turns, what a lot of times how the run ends is like the guy's at 1 HP and he's still getting drained like 5 times afterwards. So it got ultra nerfed, actually. So yeah.
What am I doing?
I mean, I'm not running into Paris trap like every day. This is like, I'm just playing I'm playing ladder, a doubles ladder. I don't think it's that good in doubles. Who is the Paris song user? Fluttermain.
Okay.
Well, there was Fluttermain and Screamtail. Both of them used it. That's the funniest shit I've ever seen. Do you know what he tried to do? He used Urshifu with Dig, so he could hide under the ground. So it's basically like another turn of Protect. This is like he used Dig to like stall for a turn.
Want it to be lighter.
It's so funny. I hate that bear. Blue, I think blue looks better, yeah.
I hate that damn bear.
Hate the damn bear, for sure. For sure.
Sure for?
Yep. Yeah. Urshifu is like the Draco of Pokemon. What a fucking sentence, Jesus Christ. The Kung Fu Panda, it's just like, okay, imagine a character, an FGO servant that has Invul Pierce as passive.
It's gonna happen.
Is it Invul Pierce? Invul Pierce passive, it always crits, and like in Pokemon, crits ignores defense. So it's like ignore defense, Invul Pierce, and ignore guts because it's multi-hit.
That is really dumb.
It's a character that's basically like ignore all gimmicks in the game, which is nice one.
I have a blue donut taped to the side of my head now.
Ignore debuff. Wait, why does it ignore debuffs? Oh yeah, cause crits ignore. Dude, imagine if that's the case in FGO. Like if crit damage ignores any defense ups and attack debuffs. I
would have made that would have opened up a lot of things in that Miss Crane and Galatea and Bob challenge quest, because you had the 100% attack down.
Yeah, you just ignore that. You got stuff like whoever crits very often becomes very good as well. Like, I'm also more of a Sai Spam user. How do you know that I use that team? Well, I made a video on it actually, so you probably know.
All right. That was a very necessary question.
The reason why you'll know is because the fox. I use Del Fox. I'm not a furry. Shut up. But yeah.
Hey, no one was asking if you were. No one was making any accusations. You say that like you're insecure about it.
I am pretty. Well, I mean, regarding this, you're not wrong. You're not wrong about it being insecure.
Bro, if I did a Pokemon Smash or Pass, I'm pretty sure I would say pass on basically all of them.
Damn. But how about I'm thinking about which Pokemon looks like Ibuki Doji. I don't think there's one. I'm pretty sure there's.
Well, the problem is most of them don't look like humans, so.
Like... Salazzle.
Ugh. Yeah, that's the lizard thing, right?
It is the lizard thing.
Yeah, and it's got like weird hips or something.
Yeah. Goodra? I don't think it looks like
Gudra.
Oh my god.
Hydreigon? What?
who has the Hydrake? Hydreigon's is certainly an interesting pick, you know.
Isn't that the three-headed dragon? What?
It is the three-headed dragon.
What? Ugh. It's just all
Rillaboom's a
furry
monkey.
shit. Like I'm not about that life, man.
Hydrapple's like Draco's MP. I mean, yeah, it's a 7 crown, right? It's like 7 serpents. Apple's like, yeah.
Apples.
Which one?
Do you still have outrage on your Scotty?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. Because I'm gonna do something there.
The fish with the lips. Which one?
The fish with the lips? I mean the
Bruxish. Oh my god.
I'm gonna have to look
No.
up some of these Pokemon. I haven't played for a few generations.
Please no. No, it's an old one. I'm pretty sure Bruxish is the old one.
Oh Jesus! Ugh.
Enamorous. I don't.
Ugh. Why would you call that into any sort of
Sun and Moon is not
ugh.
old. Sun and Moon is old. Isn't it 2016?
See
Sun and Moon is old, bro.
like when you said the fish with the lips, I was thinking, what's the heart-shaped one?
Oh, Love Disc.
Love Disc. I was thinking Love Disc, and I'm like there's nothing here.
Enamorous. Therian. Isn't that just a turtle? Stop calling it that. It's dull.
Amorous.
It's like a female Landorus. There you
Had
go.
me fooled. In Therian form, it's a fucking, what is this? A platypus? It's a platypus with an arbok on its back.
There you go. Aloma Momo. Aloma Mola? I don't remember what it's called.
Alamala. I'm surprised no one said cloister.
Oh
That was
yeah,
the
the
go-to
joke
for
with,
people.
yeah. Cloister and Onyx. Funny. You're losing it.
Alomomola. Is that a palindrome?
Probably. I've had someone tell me Screamtail looks like Ariana Grande. I don't know how I feel about that.
What? Wait, what? Who?
Screamtail. It's like a Jigglypuff but with hair and like
Screamtail?
eyelash. Screamtail. It's like a
Scream?
tail. Yeah, Scream. Yeah, emo Jiggly.
I hate that I see it. Oh no.
Is Ariana Grande?
Yeah, I think it's the
The
makeup.
hair and the makeup. Yeah, the
Yeah.
ponytail.
Brother. It's just called Scream Tail. It's
it's
not a pun or anything.
No, it's like they're trying to pretend to be like, you know, scientific naming for like old Pokemon.
What?
Hisui and Zoroark. Oh.
Zoroark.
Well, I thought I was trying to be like scientific about it. You know, it's like I mean, it's got some cool names like Walking Wake, like Gouging Fire.
Bro,
Like,
Hisuian It just looks like Zoroark just like downed half of a pill bottle of Benadryl.
Yeah, I mean, got a
Like
better type now.
its shit looks fucked, dude.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. My persona? What? Hisuian Zoroark? No. It's a funny Pokemon though, because a normal ghost. A normal ghost that can disguise another Pokemon is really funny. Like they just accidentally can't hit you. But yeah.
But the Hisuian Zoro is, and that's cute. I could see that being
Yeah.
like one of your favorites because it's just a little fox.
Yeah, it's super cute.
It's
got the
Maria because it's got the weed eyes.
It's got the Korean dark color palette with the red tip and the white, kind of a little bit.
Okay.
Long neck Raikou is also really. Somebody instantly drew FGO Raikou with a long neck since that thing came out.
Bro.
Raging Bolt. Somebody drew Raging Bolt, but Minamoto no Raikou. I want to see if I can find the image. Somebody posted in JP chat a long time ago.
Related searchers: Raikou Shiny, Raikou Paradox, Raikou F Go. It knows me so well. Wait a second, Raikou is a speedrunner from Australia? Damn, dude.
Otto is a Turtwig, bro.
I'm a Turtwig? That was actually the very first Pokemon I chose.
Damn, Turtle's cute.
Green used to be my favorite color. Now it's purple. It was a little too uncreative of a color for me. But yeah, hey, that's part of being a Raida fan. Like, if you're a Raida fan and you don't like the color purple, then you're weird. Because, like, every Raida character has purple in their color scheme.
Oh, somebody found it. Somebody in chat found it. DM you.
I'm a pop star cheerleader? What the fuck?
There's a Raging Bolt. There you
Oh, God, that's so cursed. Can you send me a picture of the original? Like
of the Pokemon?
Yeah. Yeah, it's this artist. He always draws the Chibumon.
Yeah. Let me show you. Okay, here it is. Good.
Oh.
Why is Rio white Kyurem? Melusine?
Yeah, I these are the same image. I don't know what you're talking about.
There you go. Paradox Raikou and Raging Bolt. Very, very powerful Pokemon. There you go.
Why the fuck did they make him a giraffe, dude? They made him a giraffe and his head is stuck in the clouds.
Yeah. Like, they're supposed to be dinosaurs. Like, all three of the Paradox,
Well, he just looks dumb.
it's supposed to be, it does look really dumb. It's supposed to be, like one of those Brontosaurs. But it's pretty good. It's, gameplay-wise, it is pretty good.
It's fun.
It's pretty scary.
It's good.
Yeah, I mean they're all dragons.
Dragon. I mean, I guess
Because
dragons are
dinosaurs.
just dinosaurs that lived longer than all the other dinosaurs. It's kind of how dragons came to be. It's a brontosaurus.
Oh, I didn't even know that word means thunder lizard. Why does it mean thunder lizard? Is it because it's loud? Oh, damn.
Well,
Interesting.
I don't know how we would have known they were loud because like never like
Pro-
they were long dead.
Probably
Not loud
because they're,
now.
you know, like their steps are like
I feel like you
there's
could say that for most dinosaurs though.
true. They're just really heavy. What's your favorite mon? Me? Oh, you don't want to know what my
Me?
favorite Pokemon is. You do not want to know what my favorite Pokemon is.
Yeah, it's still Fox.
No, it's Braixen. It's even worse.
Oh, yeah.
Braixen for sure. You don't know that. Shut up. This it's actually a Alolan Ninetales. You guys can't pin this on me.
Do you guys know what mine is? I think I said in the past. I'm not sure which one. I'm not sure if you guys would know. I want to see some guesses in chat.
Your favorite Pokemon? It's gotta be a turtle. It has to be a turtle. It's probably not a turtle.
I don't think it's a turtle. Yeah, it's not a turtle.
It's not a turtle.
Blaziken? That's an oddly specific one.
Blaziken certainly is not a turtle though.
Yeah, it's a blazing chicken.
Trico.
Trico.
Like Bob.
Charizard. Shuckle.
Shuckle? Oh, Shuckle's an
Shuckle
interesting
isn't a turtle. That's a snail slug thing.
Oh, somebody said oh fuck, what's it
Torterra's
called?
pretty based. That's not him though.
What is it
Oh,
called?
I said it on Kyra's stream once because he was doing a tier list of all the Pokemon designs and it took like fucking 6 hours. There's so many of them now. There's over 1,000.
The fossil Pokemon that looks like that just has the red eyes peeking out. What is it called?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, Kabuto.
Kabato, haha. It's not it though.
That's not it.
Man, I searched it and it brings up a fucking Naruto character. I hate it here.
Oh, so it's Ninetales.
Blastoise, Staraptor.
Oh, it's not Ninetales? I thought that's what brings up the Naruto thing.
No, Kabuto does.
Oh, Kabuto. Torkoal.
Yeah,
He already
this
said
is-
it's not a turtle. Unless he's gonna give me this, it's a tortoise.
Everyone's stuck on this turtle thing, bro. I said it wasn't a turtle. Skarmory. I'll give you this
Skarmory.
hint. It is a steel type.
Metagross.
I like Metagross, but it's not my favorite one. Wisteria? Bro, I didn't even know what that was until today. No. Aegislash. You know, I do love Aegislash. That's not it, though. Steelix. That dumb mole one? Oh, Escadrille? Or Excadrill? It's like how people say escape instead of escape. Melmetal?
Excadrill's pretty cool.
I'm not sure.
Oh, that's like a sun and moon one, no?
Melmetal?
Yeah. Oh no, it's not a sun and moon. Is it a sword and shield one?
Oh my god, it's a bunch of nuts and bolts that fucking it did not skip gym. Like what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Garchomp isn't steel.
Bronzong.
Bronzong.
I don't
Bro,
know.
I've grown to hate those things, dude, because like I remember fucking around so much in Mount Corona, and all you ever see there is those, and like I don't think I had anything that counterclassed them worth a shit. Dialga. My first game was Diamond. I actually traded Dialga to my brother though. I don't remember what I traded him
I said it
for.
wasn't Metagross.
But hey, like I mean, I guess the legend, at least the legendary, made it off of there because I lost that game eventually. Rotom, Corviknight, Bastiodon. Bastiodon is close.
Oh, so
Clearly.
Shieldon. No, it's not a fucking steel type. Is it steel type?
It is a steel type.
Oh, so it's Shieldon.
No.
Oh.
Say
Probopass?
Probopass.
You mean Mario Super Mario's head?
You know what's funny? It should technically be pronounced Proboscis because it's proboscis and compass, but everyone says Probopass. Also, yeah, someone finally got it. My favorite one is Aggron. Aggron is really based.
Yeah, Aggron's really cool.
He's fucking epic.
Yeah.
Also up there is what's it called? I really like Scolipede a lot. I got a soft spot for Drifblim because that was like my favorite Pokemon for a long time. My highest level Pokemon was my level 80 something Drifblim because I was farming manually and shit. Like I wasn't using rare candies, but that Pokemon is gone forever.
What do you mean? I mean,
well, yeah, I lost that
save
game, so yeah. I mean, it was Diamond. I'm not sure what other options I had. I wasn't doing things optimally. Like I lost that game when I was like what, 9 or 10.
There's a Pokemon that I really like, but like nobody seems to talk about, which is surprising because I think it looks really cool. I really like Vikavolt.
Is it Lopunny?
No, I like Vikavolt. You know Vikavolt?
Wait, Vikavolt?
Vikavolt.
Oh, Vikavolt.
It's a Sun and Moon Pokemon, I think. It's like a stag beetle. It's electric. It's 45 speed. Just Trick Room, dude.
Oh, I don't really remember this thing.
Yeah, it's a new one. It's a newer one, yeah.
I was thinking that electric eel thing for a second.
Oh,
but...
Electros. He looks very fast, but he's so slow.
It's supposed to be like a cicada, isn't it?
I think it's a stag beetle.
Or a stag beetle. Dude, we already have a stag beetle Pokemon. That's what Pinsir is.
Pinsir, yeah.
Also, it's kind of fucked up that Pinsir like stands up the way it does. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen that addressed. It's basically, like it stands up and it's just the angle that it's at. Because you'd expect it to, because they made it look like it has horns, but those are its mandibles.
Yeah, but it has a mouth on its face. It's like
which would be on the back of its head. It's just so weird.
Yeah. Well, bro, we truly ran out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
guess my favorite my favorite type of Pokemon, dude. I have an Aggron on one of my games that knows Dynamic Punch, and I'm so proud of that. It's not really worth it to the best of my knowledge, but like I don't know how to get one to learn Dynamic Punch other than the way I did, because
That
The way
might
I
be a
did,
cool.
because
Oh, go.
there's like move tutors back
Yeah.
in Emerald and such, and there's like really random moves that they'll teach people, and one of them is dynamic punch,
Hmm.
and yeah, I taught him dynamic punch.
Damn. I've heard of like no longer legal move combinations being cool. Like I think there was a bug in Pokemon Go that allowed Alola Ninetales to learn Flamethrower. And it was like the only way you could learn it. And it was like funny.
Isn't it a
And
fire type Pokemon?
no, Alolan. The Alolan ones is
Oh,
the
the
ice
Alolan
type.
one isn't.
Yeah, it's an ice type.
All I remember about Alolans is that they made Alolan Persian into Garfield.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Favorite animations from every servant class.
Oh, that's a hard one, bro.
For me, a lot of it isn't entirely just the animations, but also the sound effects that go with them.
Oh yeah,
like,
true.
So like if like maybe they'll have good animations, but just the sound that they make is really silly or whatever. It just doesn't sound right. One that always cracks me up is Chin Young Yu. She has a Buster attack where she just like drops from the sky somehow, and I don't know why they did it this way, but they just took an explosion sound effect and made it really quiet, so it's just like
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
it's just like
I know
it just
exactly what
sounds
you're
so
talking
weird.
about. Yeah. I like Draco's Ascension 3's Buster card, where she throws the sword. She throws the sword into you, and then she like follows it up. But like the sword sounds so heavy. The sword sounds like it sounds like she's throwing a giant steel beam at you, and it's just really satisfying.
Bro, the crunch sound that Saber Ibuki has with her blade, like with the Buster attacks.
Oh yeah.
It's more so when they crit that they
Yeah,
sound good.
they add together the two sound effects with the bass one and plus the crit sound effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of the one where she like backs up and shoots electricity, because that doesn't feel like it has the impact of the others.
Yeah.
But her animations are just really good.
Yeah. 10th Buster crit. I mean, I feel like those like Buster crits are just like always so satisfying. Most of the times. I also really like it when Ascension 3 Summer Bavanshi uses her bow, but I don't remember what card it is. I think it's quick. Like when she draws her bow,
I
there's
want to
like a
say it's arts, actually, because I think I've seen
probably.
it. I think I saw it a lot when I used it, which implies that it was either a quick card or an arts card.
Yeah. Doing like MPQA, yeah. Yeah, so
'Cause
like
that's basically all you do.
yeah. Like yeah, when she draws the bow, it's like really loud. It's got some like mechanical sounds weird.
Yeah, yeah, that the sound effect that Penthesilea has, like it's a similar sound effect that they use for Fergus's second and third busters, because like his second and third buster are the same animation. I do find that pretty satisfying, the bump, just how he fucking slaps them with it, basically. Like I find that satisfying, even though it's objectively a bad animation. Like his animations are so bad that like you can see when his idle animation loops, because he like makes a jerk motion, because they didn't line up the animation to match from start to end.
I like Lancer Melusine's Buster card where she does like a fucking scissor. You know?
I like the extra attack that
What shoots a beam.
yeah, the first ascension does. like where she like strafes around them and just punches them a lot.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting one. I think that they did it again with the summer one, but I use it less, so I'm not that familiar.
Yeah, I'm sure Rio would be able to tell us all about it.
Yeah.
As far as sound effects I hate though, I've always hated the sound effects from Merlin's attacks because
Sword.
it looks and sounds like it should do damage, but it does like 2,000 damage. It's like nothing.
The sword.
Yeah, it's just like it sounds meteor. It sounds like it's going to do more damage than most attacks, and it's just like he's just a little support that's not really
Forming a
gonna do any
dragon.
damage.
No, I don't mean forming the dragon head's also cool, but like there's one where she flies behind you and then like does like a scissor motion, like cross chops you or something.
Yeah, Rikyu has good ones too. Her close range buster animation, even though it's really fast, I like that one a lot because it just has a good snap to it.
I like the one where where it's Koma Hime and she plays the string instrument and then it like explodes or something afterwards. I don't know what happens there, but
I don't use that Ascension like ever, so
That's
I'm
good.
not really that familiar with it. I just like I like the one that I have right now enough that I don't really want to switch it up.
Now, obviously, the big meme one where Summer Ibuki sits on you, that one's pretty funny.
Yeah,
And it's just like it cuts into the Squidward, where
Yeah.
his face is flat.
yeah, dude. I saw someone was sharing around a GIF of that was literally from my video when I did that, and was like,
Yeah.
hey, like, there's no credit here for me. How am I supposed to get my clout from this then?
It's funny. What else is there?
Oh
What's
yeah,
another-
Ruler Moriarty. I like his extra attack. Just like everything like flies around and then he just slams on the ground and then just orbital drops on them.
You know what I really like though? I like Koyan Light's Buster card, where she just fucking shoots a gun.
That's an interesting one.
The sniper rifle. I also like the one where she like, pushes the ignite. Like, it's like an explosion. You know, like how people blow up like mine shafts. Where they have the detonator.
The TNT trigger.
Yeah. She like pushes down and fucking detonates. Koyan Light has really good animations. Like, even though I like Koyan Dark more, like her design, I think Koyan Light has better animations. Like she has so many funny stuff. She has like the arts card where she drops down from a helicopter with the ladders, right? And then like shoots you. She has the one where she's jumping around with the two pistols. She spins it around when like one of those fucking John Wick movies where like basically it's like martial arts, but like you have pistols. It's like putting together like gunplay and martial arts.
Gun
like there's a lot of cool yeah. There's a lot of really cool animations for Koyan Light. Like her MP's whatever. Like the tank is I don't actually care that much for. I like Koyan Dark's like meteor drop a lot more, but like normal animations, dude, Koyan Light's got some of the best ones in my opinion. Which is super good. Who else?
It's still so funny to me how
Motorcycle.
like if you just the difference between Saber and Berserker Ibuki's sprites, because like one of them is just like dominating the entire screen, and then like when they adapted Berserker Ibuki, she literally has her legs tucked in so she's not like in the way of everyone else.
Yeah,
It's just like
I think
a tiny
it's so
little
surprising
cloud.
how different they look as characters in Sprite. It's kind of interesting. I think they look pretty different as characters. I don't know if it's just me. I really think they
I,
look like
I think a big
pretty
part of it
decent.
is because she's leaned to the side in one of them, whereas the other
Probably, yeah. It's
one's
like a different
more
angle.
like upright.
Yeah. Koyan Dark's extra attack. I like Koyan Dark's Buster crit where it turns into like the beast head, like the Beast of Taming's head, the Shadow Fox with the like she just fucking bites you with it. I like her animation where she has a lot of animations where she references like her beast form. I also like the skill animation where like she has the eyes open up on her tail, you know, like she growls at you and the tail like spreads out and there's like eyeballs that open on the tail. That's pretty freaky, but I like that.
I like her voice line, that one skill voice line where she's like,
Yeah, she like growls at you like an animal. That's the pounce factor I'm talking about. Anyways, if you use her
yeah,
extra attack on a
well,
sentient thing, it
mine
gains
literally
pose,
does the pose. So
bruh. Do you mean wait? Do you mean the one where she throws like a meteor? No, that's not her extra attack. Oh, the one where there's the beam.
not the pounce factor. Oh no, yeah, let's yeah.
Different if they're critting sometimes. No, they don't. Unfortunately, that would have been a cool thing, honestly, but they don't. They just have different sound effects because crit has a sound effect. What do you think? Every summer event now will be introducing power creep?
Our creep servants. I think he's talking about
No,
how
I mean,
basically every year we're getting another AoE arts looper.
AoE. I
That's
mean, I don't think Melusine power creeps Ibuki, right? So like,
yeah,
I don't,
I get
I
that.
don't like. Obviously, Ibuki, in my opinion, like her being a berserker is a big part of it, but like still, like I don't think they're gonna power creep.
Yeah,
Like,
obviously Melusine did not defeat Ibuki because she was she was the only summer servant that was too afraid to come to my account.
bro,
She knew that she could not stand a chance.
she was an inferior class, basically. Like,
We got Rio on speed dial. If I called him right now, he would probably answer, but we're almost finished here, so a
Melusine
little
is a
late to
second to
invite him.
Samurai Ibuki. Well, that's like in generic cases. You know, there's cases now that Musashi is gonna be better, right? Like like it's hard to say. They're more situational now, right? Like they're okay. He's here. He is here. He's actually in chat. Nice one. But
Oh,
like yeah,
yep, there he is.
I mean there's a case where Musashi is gonna be better. And
No,
like yeah,
I have the superior dragon girl.
them. Who else? Who else is a cool animation? Let me think. What's a weird one people don't bring up? Well, I like most of Durga's animation. Kali. Durga's fine. I like most of Kali's animation. Where you know, multi arm weapon wielding is always fun. So.
So on that note of sound effects, I do find that Shuten's arts crits sound really nice.
Was this the one she cracks her bones?
No, like I know it's a very basic animation. She literally only has one arts card.
Oh, she spins around you? Is it that one?
No, that's the quick one.
Oh, that's the quick card.
But it's just got a chunky sound effect to it. Oh, that's a weird way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, crit sounds. It is like less hits on crit. That's hard to say. Sometimes I like more hits on crits. It depends on the servant. Cool animation. Well, I like Carmilla's extra attack, obviously. Like Summer Carmilla, the driving a car like that is always funny. It will never not be funny when she drives a car. Like, you know.
Yeah. I'm just looking through my list right now, just trying to reference little bits of memory that I have from them.
Tyra, all of Tyra's attacks are pretty satisfying. Like they're not super unique or something, but like they all have this like curse, like particle effect. Like her extra attack where she pokes the sword in the ground and it's just like purple flames comes out from it. That's pretty sick. What else?
Well, anyways, I think that's gonna be enough for this episode. We're really scraping the bottom of the barrel. Like,
yeah,
we're literally in the ground underneath the barrel at this point. To be honest.
Yeah.
So,
like, what are we even talking about?
Yeah. So yeah, let's we'll just be wrapping it up right now. Like, it's a 3-hour episode. Like, it's longer than the last one. Granted, the last one was cut short for emergency reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just not too much to talk about right now, I guess.
I already went through all the servants. I think that's pretty much that's good enough. Like, well, that's what most people came for, anyways.
Yeah.
Right.
I kind of I might be trying to get a guest on next week.
Ooh.
Don't worry. I'm.
I know. It's not
don't worry. It's not gonna be. Yeah. So that's what will probably happen next week. But the week after next, I think we might know about Valentine's, which is going to be that's going to be a good bit of stuff to talk about, because we could both talk about whatever new servant there is, and then we can also talk about some scenes that we were looking for.
Yeah, new Valentine scenes for sure.
A pre-stream question box so you can ask about people's questions. See, that's what a lot of podcasts do, and I do like that idea. Most of them, though, they're able to filter it down a bit by like making it so like it's through a Patreon, and like all the patrons get to ask questions. Because usually, like if we took every single question that from everyone, like we would have like hundreds of questions probably, but they'll filter it out that way. So I don't know. If people ask questions like in Discord, we can like work on those.
Yeah, maybe a channel
or something. Like make some sort of channel. There'll just have to be some sort of restriction to keep us from getting overwhelmed.
Yeah. Command code on MPs, that's broken.
Yeah,
we literally cannot have that. You put an invul pierce command code on an MP, that MP instantly gets invul pierce. Like, in my opinion, it's too broken.
Yeah.
There are some command codes there, defensive buff removal command code on an AoE MP. Whoops, that MP suddenly broken.
Yeah, you
what
can.
Else?
There's some that you can. Bro, it would actually unironically it would change Jacques so much. Because,
oh yeah, curse on MP.
Yeah, because you can get cursed before.
Yeah,
damage.
Yeah, true.
It was that would be the most meta shit for her. It would make her so much better.
True. Adding niches for farming. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got the anti. I mean, those numbers are usually not that great, but honestly, no, it's like 20-something% anti P mod. It's not anti, it's P mod. But... Oh, special ones on MP. I mean,
it would just depend on how they execute that.
Yeah, depends on how they execute that. Like, cause in my opinion, if they wanted to, cause like they really want to balance the MP around certain stuff, like I feel like even for card command codes, sometimes it will make things feel same-ish. Like basic command code for MP is like you're able to customize your MP almost with a special effect. And that would just make MPs more samey. Like now having like certain effects on MPs are worth less because you can already have that through a command code. Yeah, unless they're doing something that is like completely just not like concepts are not explored on MP, then it could definitely be interesting. But yeah, I mean, I always have faith on how they balance stuff. Like once again, like people say Lasengo doesn't know how to design servants when stuff like, you know, Yui Shosetsu being an interesting support, and then like Summer Scotty coming out right after the announcement of Mighty Chains. I think all of these are genuine demonstrations of how they actually know how the game works. So I'm just gonna leave it to them, I suppose. But yeah, I guess this is the end of the episode.
Yeah. Yeah, and
There
then
you
they do shit like how they introduced Mighty Chains and then brought in Summer Scotty, and like how those just perfectly meshed with each other.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
if they had made Summer Scotty before Mighty Chains, it would have just been really confusing for people. Even now, it's confusing because people haven't caught up. But yeah, that's basically it. I think, and that'll be it for this episode. So thank you everyone for watching today.
Yep.
And see you next week or something.
See you next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.